Hello, and welcome to Neocab. Hi, Zales. Nice to see you again. I'm so glad to see you here. Woke up an hour ago. Honestly, I did not wake up very long ago either as well because I didn't sleep last night. But, it's alright. I managed to get some sleep. That's the important part. Ugh, my voice is not behaving today though. Which will be interesting considering I picked a more narrative-based game today. Hi, nice to see you again. Hello, I'm ready to play some Neocab. I've heard this game's pretty good, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. It seems like my kind of game, so hopefully it will actually be good. Also, I just realised I don't think the sound is going through of the game. Hold on a second. Why is the sound not working? Oh no. Well, this is awkward. Give me a second. I'm hearing some very nice, lovely music on the menu screen at the moment, and it's not coming through. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to restart the game and see if that helps. Technical issues. Wouldn't want it any other way. Any sound? Nope, the sound is not working. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Did I fix it? Did I fix it? I think I fixed it. Okay. No, it's so weird. The sound was working fine when I tested it earlier, and then it just decided it's not working. Can you hear the nice gentle background music? But hi, Barb. Hi, Sparrow. Nice to see you. I'm excited to check out this game. I've heard good things about it. It looks interesting. Oh, thank you for the lurk. I hope your meeting goes well. Tuesday meetings. Fun times. Anyway, I'm going to go straight ahead and click new game. Hi, Alec. Neocab. I was trying to think of games to play because I need a new narrative game since I finished Murder by Numbers, and I remembered I had this and I was like, ooh. There comes a point in any long drive where your mind goes a little off the road. It's like the flashing lines in the highway hypnotize you in some weird way. Like, it's normal to talk to the clouds. Or come up with a name for the 100th Joshua tree you pass in this endless desert. I was officially at that point, and so was Jojo. Jojo! Only 40 miles to go. Oh, I saw that Tell Me Why is free as well, but I actually already... I have it. I got gifted it by a friend. I just haven't gotten around to actually playing it yet. Need to do that at some point. Pretty sure Life is Strange is also free for June as well, for Pride Month. I think, but I've already played that, so... Yeah, alright, 40 miles to go. To Los Hoyos, to Ojos? Ojos? I'm so bad at pronunciations. To my new life, to my oldest friend. I guess it would be like Ojos? Los Ojos? Maybe. It was like a gift when Savvy called me last week. My life was going nowhere fast, and she knew it. It used to be her life too. Losing jobs to Capra's AI. Juggling a dozen gigs and still coming up short. Getting way too comfortable just being sad. So when she offered to be roomies again, this time at her place in the big city, it didn't matter anymore what had come between us. Or what we'd said when we were angry. All that mattered was the road ahead. That and the battery chargers that had sent me back 30 coin. Nothing like rolling into your new life completely broke. No problem. This is cool. You're a driver, just drive. If I could pick up even one ride out here, I'd be in a better place. Maybe even get a fancy here's to us cocktail with Savvy like old times. I started up Neocab. Ooh. Hello, Lena. Lena, Larry. It starts with the same letters. Right, driver rating 4.9, and daily goals are 35 credits. 3 rides. Let's start a shift. Alright. Ride history. Wow, I wonder why they only gave 4 stars. Thank you so much for the anonymous cheer. Oh, I'm so sorry. My voice is going off today. I feel like my voice is cracking every time I go higher than a certain pitch, so if anyone redeems the Uwu voice thing, it's probably going to be horrific. I'm so sorry. I'm warning you in advance. Thank you. Thank you for the hydrates. I'm going to stay so hydrated. You know, 5 sips. And posture check. My posture is actually really good at the moment, but for a really silly reason. The seat I have has a neck support on it, and because it's really warm and my hair's gotten a bit too long, I've had to tie my hair up, and so my hair is like resting on top of this neck support cushion, and it means I basically cannot move. which is great for my posture. It means I'm kind of stuck in the sitting up position, but it's I've got like double cushion. I can't move. I'm trapped in my seat. Anyway, let's see what pickups we got. Oop. We have Liam Baird. Faster than a shutter snap. Sure, let's do it. Let's pick up this job and see how it goes. For a second, I thought maybe Liam had put his pin in the wrong place. This didn't feel like a convenient pickup spot for anyone. That's a really good point. Like, how long has he been stuck in the middle of this, like, empty road? I could barely make him out at first. All I saw was desert and dusk. Then I spotted him, a lone figure dragging what looked like huge luggage or a small elephant along the highway. He got into the car bags first, then squeezed in like he was their sidekick. Hey. Hi, pickup for Liam? You are Liam, right? Yeah, sure, I could feel his anxiety creeping up from the back seat. I can't help it. I absorb that stuff like a sponge. Yeah, short hair is best hair. I'm the kind of person who only really feels comfortable with short hair. It's like, as soon as it gets to maybe like hitting my shoulders, I'm like, this is too long, I have to cut it. Which has been really hard for the past year with all the hairdressers being closed and stuff, so I've either been like cutting my own hair or having my friend cut my hair for me. But that's been working out so far, so it's not that bad. Meanwhile, my hair is nearly long enough to sit on. Hell yeah! I think it's all about like what's comfortable for you. Like, I love short hair on myself, but I'd never like insist on other people having short hair, if that makes sense. Just like if other people love long hair, I'm like, that's great, and it looks great on you. Like, Alec, it looks great on you. So, but for me, I'm just like, yeah, I'm short hair, most comfortable, easiest to manage. It's also the reason why I don't have a fringe or bangs. It's too high maintenance. It's way easier to just sweep my hair to the side. Just let it grow out and then got it cut really short so you don't need another haircut in a while. Yeah. Short is awesome on you. Thank you. I do love short hair. It's funny because it started as more of a comfort thing and now it's gotten to the point where I'm like, actually, I like how I look with short hair. Short pink hair, that's me. Anyway, let's see how Liam's doing. Yes, thank God, yes, okay. Sorry about that. Oh man. What's up? I thought I spent all day out there in the desert taking photos of the stars and the Elo skyline. I thought I'd lost my memory card, the bastard's smaller than a grain of rice. Why do they keep making them smaller? Damn, my heart's racing. His accent was smooth and musical, but I couldn't quite place it. Definitely not Southern California. Let's just pretend I'm doing an accent for him. Anyway, hello, Lena. Lena, right? Said on the app. Yep, that's me. Awesome, thanks for picking me up all the way out here in Nowheresville. No problem. I was headed this way anyway. Plus, Neocab goes where Capra fears to tread. Thank you for the hydrate. You're probably going to be able to tell when my voice is going off. That's also partly on me as well, though. I should have taken an antihistamine this morning, and I forgot to until like an hour ago, so it still hasn't really fully kicked in, so my throat is all allergied up as well. Yeah, hopefully as I talk more it'll get a bit easier. But we will see. Where are you coming from? Cactus Flats. I don't know that one. Going to the big city on holiday? More like a permanent vacation. Titodusky, hello! How's it going? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stream. This car's carrying my whole life right now. I'm moving. Moving? That's huge. How are you feeling? I don't know. I think I'm excited? Question mark? Good afternoon. I hope your Tuesday's going well. I'm just gonna say it as Los Ojos. Although, no, it's Los Ojos? Considering this is America, I feel like it would be like intended to Americanize the pronunciation, so to speak. I don't know. I've never been to Los Ojos before. Stop it. This is your first time in Automation City? Los Oreos. Okay, it's Los Oreos from now on. Hi, Sean. How's it going? Is that crazy? No, I mean, yes, moving somewhere you've never even visited. But damn, it's also very cool. Don't sweat it, it's mine too, though I'm just visiting. For work? Sort of. I'm a photographer, or trying to be. I'm taking a year off from my real job to see what I can make happen. A year to travel the world and take pictures. The dream. Arms no longer numb from the microbot jabs. Yes! Vaccine high five! I feel like I've gotten so lucky with my vaccine. I got my first shot on Sunday and I've had like no side effects except for like a bruised feeling on my arm. The dream. Savvy and I had talked about doing something like that after college until I couldn't go. Instead, she met a guy, a sculptor, and lived that dream with him. Oh, am I sensing some bitterness there? They broke up after a screaming fight in Milan, and she came home with a half-finished clay figure of herself. She always loved playing the muse. So, what about you? Why LO? I'm moving in with my best friend. I actually haven't seen her in ages. We used to be super close, and then we kind of weren't. I just got COVID, so I don't need a vaccine. Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that. Honestly, it's probably still good to get the vaccine anyway, because even getting COVID, I've heard cases of people getting COVID multiple times, like, after a period of time. It's way better to be safe, I feel, than risk it. Like, I have hardly left the house in the past year and a half, to be honest. Which is like, I'm kind of a hermit anyway, so it hasn't been the biggest problem, but, you know, still not the most fun. Why did that just slip out? I always forget how easy it is to spill your secrets when you're only making eye contact with the road in front of you. For sure, I've moved a lot. UK, France, Canada, now here. Sort of fading in and out of different friend groups, maintaining most of my relationships online. Yeah, exactly. So, why now? What made you make the leap? She asked. All she ever had to do was ask. I just realized that my life isn't as good without her in it. I love that. Sometimes it's just the only thing that makes sense, right? Exactly. It'll be a fresh start for us. I hope. Guess this photography thing is sort of my fresh start. So, while you're getting the keys to your new place tonight, I'll probably be out snapping pictures of Capra Tower. Capra Tower? Gross. Alright. Heat flared into my face. Just hearing that name made me furious. Your emotional state affects which options you can choose. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, this is gonna make this very interesting. So I can't pick that, because I'm too angry about Capra. Doing a cover shoot for Multinational Monster magazine. Hey, whoa, it's just a beautiful building. Yep, my hands tightened on the steering wheel. I had nothing good to say about Capra. This is the emotional state tutorial, I guess. Yeah, you can afford beautiful buildings when you have a monopoly over the entire tech sector. The spoils of selling out human dignity, right? He shifted in his seat and tried to smile, but it was tight, uncomfortable. God, Lena, that's not very professional of you. Capra. That name carried so much baggage for me. My first driving gig, my only income stream. Before they replaced me and every other driver with autocars, soulless capsules of glass and plastic. Soulless capsules of glass and plastic, but hey, those things don't need health insurance. I tensed up just seeing their logo, which was all over the place. Nearly every passing car was one of theirs. Crawling our streets covered in sensors, collecting data on everything and everyone. Just hearing Liam say the name had my heart pounding in my ears. Right, you're not a fan. We don't need to get into it. Yeah, we pissed him off now. That was not a good move. See, if it was me, I would have just said nothing. I'm the kind of person where, like, if I was in a situation like this, if I was that angry, I'd be silent. I'd wait for something else to happen. which maybe isn't the best. I know I'm not a very confrontational person, but, you know, maybe not the best move to make. Walkyrie? I've probably pronounced that wrong. I'm so sorry. Hello, thank you for the follow. Please let me know what you want me to call you, and if I pronounced that wrong. It felt like all the energy in the car had flipped. He was closed off suddenly, cold. This is exactly why everyone says that talking politics with a passenger is the quickest way to tank your star rating. My 4.9 driver rating definitely didn't want me to push him. Ah, Wolfie, okay. I can call you Wolfie. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. I'm gonna be polite. I'm gonna actually behave. Of course, you're right. I didn't mean to be so snarky. I kind of depend on the money for my job, I guess. What had gotten into me? My hackles were up, and over what? A photographer who just wanted a picture of a famously impressive building? It was exactly what had happened with me and Savvy. I got all emotional over something that really wasn't a big deal and pushed her away. You're so volatile, Lena. Like I'm looking for reasons to be sad or worried. Like all my bad feelings just leap out of me and poison my life, when actually everything's just fine. I couldn't let that happen again with us. Oh, this is too real. It's so easy to get over emotional. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm biased. I've kind of got a history with that whole company. It's all good, I just don't want to talk about it. That's absolutely understandable. I get there's a lot of baggage attached to Elo, trust me, I really do, but I'm not here to pick it up. This week, for once, I'm just a tourist. Well, sorry again anyway. Don't worry about it, seriously. Look, if I wanted a silent ride with a brainless driver, I'd have called a Capra. You're much more fun. Fun, you say? Having fun as I rant about mega corporations. That sounds like fun. As the sun went down, I could just make out the first lights of Elo appearing out of the desert. Suddenly, like a mirage. We were almost there. Oh, do you have a favourite Pokemon? I do. I'm a big Skitty fan. Which I'm sure is probably no surprise in hindsight, but yeah, I love Skitty. Skitty's so cute. I also love Delcatty as well, but the shiny Delcatty is like a pinky peach colour, and shiny Delcatty, that's my ultimate favourite Pokemon. I do love Pokemon a lot though. Here we go. The city lights spilled across my windshield as we crossed the Elo city limits. Los Oreos. He pulled out his camera and I heard the shutter clicking away behind me. I thought about my new apartment, my new life. I don't think dwelling on people at this point is a good idea. No more nights alone, no more longing for change. Ah, playing Platinum and trying to get Pokemon the streamers I like. Ah, name them after them. That's so cute. Oh, that's such a sweet idea. Ah, I want to replay a Pokemon game now. It's been a while. I still need to play the DLC for Sword and Shield. Never actually got around to that. I was making the change and I was ready. Here I am, Savvy. It's real. I did it. I pulled up to Liam's destination, a modest hotel. Nice, but it had an art to it. Made sense. You know this is going to be great, right? You're doing something really big, and I think it's going to pay off. Thanks. And sorry again for being so testy before. I'm in a Capra town now, and that's that. It's nothing. I've gotten into my share of arguments with cab drivers before. You have? Yeah, with much worse opinions. And listen, I know you've already got a friend in town, but I'll be crisscrossing town in neocabs all week. Maybe we'll get paired up again? I'd like that. He shouldered his luggage and headed into his hotel, waving at me as he disappeared through the doors. I waved back. We might have a regular. We've got a regular already and we've only just arrived in the city. Nice. I guess I'd made it. Wait, perfect rating? Ooh! We got a 5-star even after that. Even after that. A serendipitous ride with a spirited driver. Welcome to Elo. Aww. Your rating stayed perfect. Oh, nice. And we got money. Now in Outerlands. And oh, we need to top up the battery usage. Would you prefer to be named after Chimchar or Garchomp? Oh. Garchomp, I think. I got little fangies too. I don't know if you can see them. It's like, ah. I'm good at chomping. Oh, new message from Savvy. What's good, Lena? What's is... What if I just said, like, bad news, I'm back to Cactus Flats? Oh. And guess where I am? You better be... I'm in Los Ojos. Okay. Meet you at your place? You mean our new place? Yeah. Wink. I love these self-emote sticker stamp things. That's great. Yep. Wait, actually, come pick me up. Sending you a pin. Everything okay? Yeah, just got caught in a work thing. No prob, I got you. I wonder what kind of voice Savvy should have. Maybe I should just go for like a light, breezy kind of voice, like, yes, can't believe I get to see you so soon. My rave fave, my literal favorite human. Oh, key smashes. What are you playing? I'm playing a game called Neocab. It's a kind of like a sort of visual novel kind of game, like a narrative-based game. I've wanted to play it since I got it, so I was looking for another narrative game because I just finished up the one I was doing a couple weeks ago, so I figured this might be good to check out. Hi Akira Tora, nice to see you again. Anyway, emojis, smiley faces, blushy smileys. That's the kind of emote that I use all the time as well. I use the smiley blushy emoji all the time. How long had it been since I'd seen Savvy? 6 months, no, a year? It didn't seem possible. Some days it was easy to feel like she was still around, because everywhere I went in Cactus Flats was soaked through with memories. Most days, that just made me miss her even more. It's funny you should say that. I've actually played Coffee Talk before. Not on stream, but I have it on Switch, and I played it. And I love that game so much. I would love more games like that. Also, Valhalla, the cyberpunk bartending game as well. Oh, I love that game so much. I'm really excited for the next game to be released. Oh, most days that just made me miss her even more. Nobody gets me like she does. Like, really gets me. Being around her made me feel more like myself. Or maybe just made me like it more. I saw her up ahead and my stomach flipped. Bunny! Savviest! Yeah, the art style is so cool because it's all 3D as well. This kind of like 3D cel-shaded art style is so cool, I love it. You sure you want to sit way back there? Yep, I'm trying to get that authentic private driver experience, you know? Honestly, I just feel safer back here. You're the only reason I would get into one of these things. Oh my god, did you actually get prettier somehow? Damn, girl. Come on. Whatever you've been up to is working. God, seeing you again is like... It's like home, you know? Me too. Sorry, could we... less talk, more vroom? Being this close to Capra HQ creeps me out. Yeah, I thought it was weird you wanted to meet here. Oh, I was downtown and it's a giant eyesore, you know? Seemed easy for you to find. Gee, thanks, Capra. Gotta go for the sarcasm. Exactly. Off we go. So... don't have lights like this back in the flats, right? The way we'd left things echoed in my head. Heat rushed into my cheeks. Was I turning red? My chest tightened and fluttered like I couldn't get enough air. I'd called her selfish and cried until I couldn't breathe. Right before I begged her not to leave. Was that what she was thinking about too? I'm sorry about how we left things. I just wanted to say... Ancient history, whatever. I'm totally over it. Well, what have you been up to? Tell me everything. Well, I kind of bounced around for a while. Remember that guy who said I could crash with him and his roommates? Definitely remember how he always called me Lisa. Turned out his roommates were more like his parents. They were super sweet and their place was nice as fuck and oh my god, so clean. But then his mom gave us matching sweaters for Christmas. I swear I felt myself shrivel into a little ghost right there and then over the eggnog. Yikes. Indivia, hi! I'm playing a game called NeoCab, where I am a cab driver in a future which seems to be run by AI cabs. So currently I've picked up an old friend from my past who I'm now going to live with because that seems like a very smart idea to just jump straight in and move to a new town without even visiting it first. But hey, sometimes you just need a change, I guess. Very. Compared to perfect family time, social activism is way more chill. Just some fogies too afraid of their own shadows to really affect change, but I can work with that. Speaking of, I can't believe we're back in your old steery. This thing knows all my secrets. And you know I love retro as much as the next girl, but would you mind parking it a little down the street from my place? People would get really weird if they thought I was pro-car. It's just a big issue in my work right now, you know? Wow. Ah, I see. Are you anti-car? I mean, kinda. Nothing personal, but that's like shop talk for me. We don't have to get into it, right? Not get into a fight right away sounded good to me. Sure. But wait. Where are we going? What's your address? Oh yeah, pull over. You live here? No, I just remembered. I got you a present. Oh no, I didn't get you anything. You're here, like, for good. That's enough for me, Elle Bunny. Elle Bunny is such a cute nickname. Okay, I'll pull over. Close your eyes and hold out your right hand. Are you gonna... No, unlike you, psychopath, I will not put a bug in it. It wasn't a bug, it was a caterpillar. And it was fuzzy. Oh, I remember. Come on, give me your hand. I forgot how tiny her hands were and how they were always so cold. Yes, Elle Kitty. It's my new nickname. Oh, I should have brought you some gloves. Size extra, extra small. Yeah. Jace is always whining about my icicle hands. Who's Jace? She slipped something metallic onto my arm. If you're not going to shut your eyes, then at least stop fidgeting. It tightened to a snug fit around my waist? Around my wrist. I know how to read. Is that a friendship bracelet? Oh, it's a mood bracelet. Are you kidding me? That's so cool. At least I'm presuming it's a mood bracelet. I don't see what else that could be. Whoa. What is it? It's a feel grid. It's a 6th gen biofeedback device for your feels. I was right. The color and intensity show your mood, basically the way you feel in your body at that exact moment. You're yellow, which means you're feeling positive. Probably because of my awesome gift. I've got the necklace edition. See? Feel good green. Now we can both have, like, total awareness of our emotional well-being. You know, to take care of each other and all that junk. Oh, Saviest, it's like the best friendship bracelet necklace ever. Yeah, that expensive mood ring. Yeah, that doesn't sound potentially awkward. Can you imagine it being like bright red and you're just like, I'm fine. I'm doing well. Blasting red, it's I would hate that. I'd like something if only I could see it and like to get a better understanding of myself, but having like that visible to everyone, that feels so awkward. Exactly. So it's reading my brainwaves? Nah, it reads your blood. Blood. Oh. It sounds like a mood ring. It totally is, except it actually works. Everything we feel is because our brain has triggered some chemical to flood our system, right? So this has a little sensor that reads all the molecules as they go surfing through your tubes. That is pretty cool, to be honest. I'm gonna say so cool. So cool. See? It just moved towards green, which means you just got a little chilled out. Please do not post death threats in my chat. There are 4 basic colors. Yellow is like feel-good green, but higher intensity, happy, sunny, excited. Red is the angry, anxious, agitated, and blue is, well, blue. I don't know, I thought it'd be really cool for you to see your colors. People can be so fake, you know. But everyone I know with a feel grid, it's like an emotional superpower. Keeping it real is like second nature now. It's cool. I feel like it will control you or something, or have a tracking device in it. I could totally see that. It's kind of awkward. It's like I get the goodness of like keeping it real and stuff, but sometimes you don't want to get into things, if you get what I mean. Like sometimes you're feeling bad, but I don't know if it's just me, but I focus a lot on like my main way of feeling good is like a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Ghost, hello, how's it going? Yeah, I go for like a fake it till you make it thing. Like if I'm feeling bad, the last thing I want to do is talk about how bad I'm feeling or like have people like sympathizing with me, because that just makes me dwell. I much prefer to distract myself with happy things, and I will find most of the time, like obviously depending on the situation, but most of the time if I'm feeling bad and I start doing something that makes me feel happy, then it will lift my mood as well, and I don't have to dwell on the negativity. Yeah. Also, early in the game, tech gifts, highly suspicious, although maybe it's not that kind of game. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like this whole setting, this whole world is very tech-based, so I don't think it's a super unusual thing. I don't think that the tech side of things is what to be concerned about. Even without talking for months, she still knew me so well. She didn't even see how I'd gone off on Liam just now. I've been a little all over the place, honestly. Oh! Oh my goodness, thank you so much! Thank you so much to whoever just donated £10! Oh, I'm so thankful, thank you so much. Oh, that means a lot, thank you. Thank you! If I'm mad, I just go find a cat to snuggle with. That is also a very good strategy. That's a very good way to deal with things. I have a very lovely cat. Her name's Tiffany. And she's very good at picking up on my mood as well. Like, I think she knows when I'm not doing well because she will come and sit next to me and be like, hello, I'm here, give me snuggles. I get it. This just lets you know that what you're feeling is real, but that it's temporary. Plus, now you'll know when your packs are giving you too much shit. Too blue and you probably need to take a break. Too red, then you gotta stand up for yourself, okay? Tell that to my star rating. That's exactly it. This thing tells people they're pissing you off so you don't have to. I know confrontation is more my thing. But as you can see, I'm surfing a chill green wave at the moment. Chill as a cucumber. Lena, you're still saying it wrong? Whoa, what's it supposed to be? Oh, that made things go down a bit. I see as well, like, the higher up it is as well, the more passionate it is, and the more, like active versus passive, I guess. Like, if it's towards the bottom, you're feeling less energetic. That makes sense. I have 5 cats, so I have to hunt for them. Oh, heck yes. I feel like that would be great, because you can just, like, turn a corner and there's a cat there. Cool. Cool as a cucumber. Oh my god, I missed you. Damn, I even tried to remember it, like, cucumbers are served chilled. Well, I missed you too, lady. See? Now I know that made you happy and not, like, pissed at me. It's broken. I'm totally pissed. Okay, but I'm being serious. It's not a big deal, but the way we fought when I left. Oh, that's making her angry. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I know. I really don't want my feelings to upset anyone. But you do feel things, a lot actually. Which is something I really love about you. Your heart is so amazing, and the way you feel things. It's kind of beautiful. But bottling all that up doesn't make it go away. And when it all comes out, it's kind of intense. Like that night. You're right. I'm sorry. But I'm here and you're here and we're starting over. I didn't want to risk making her mad. The weight on my chest would pass. So I can't say that then. And we're good, right? Hell yes. There we go. Still more on the blue side, but, you know, I felt a weight lift off my ribcage. We were in sync again. We could always talk about serious stuff later. Savvy and I had all the time in the world now. So, how do we get to your place? I'm starving. Oh, shit, I'm really sorry, but... Can you take me somewhere else really quick first? Sure, where are we going? Well, I need you to drop me off, actually. It's this guy, and trust me, it's kind of a huge mess. You don't want to know. Is everything okay? Totally. Kind of. I don't know, honestly. I kind of fucked up at work and I've just got to go fix it before shit comes down on my head. I wish we could just go straight to this awesome ramen shop we're gonna love instead of helping my dumbass. It's a little embarrassing. Oh, purple embarrassment, okay. Say no more. I'm guessing she doesn't want to go into it. You're the best. I mean it. Well, right back at you.
He lives in this totally weird rich person dorm called Kinfolk. The place is crawling with techie scum.
He sounds great.
See, you aren't missing anything, trust me. He's been dying to get into this club, and tonight I can actually make it happen. But you should totally come meet up with me and Jace later. You could just pick up another ride, right? Who knows, maybe it'll be some cutie who wants to show you around LO.
Hang on. You're going to a club right now?
Yeah, it's this incredible DJ who only plays secret shows. I bet you'll really like him. I can try and get you on the list.
Oh wow, oh wow. See, this would get me a bit red here, like, wow, hello, it's my first day here, I've just picked you up, and you're now telling me you're gonna go ditch me to go to a club, huh?
Let me just text Jace.
Oh, can I not do that because I'm not feeling happy enough? Let's see. Oh, I can do it, okay. I kind of just want to hang out with you.
You will, soon.
So, how long have you been with him?
Yes, cool. Okay, he says he'll text you all the deets soon.
Great, I'll just wait for the deets.
I've just got to do this thing, then you should head over.
So when...
Oh, this is it, Kinfolk. I'll text you in like an hour tops, okay? Then come mute us.
Sounds good.
See you soon, roomie. Welcome to LO. And remember, pick up a cute PAX next.
I watched her bounce up the illuminated steps and vanish into a soaring apartment tower, half spacecraft, half greenhouse, and covered in glowing triangles. What was this place? Capra cars buzzed around me like I was inside some kind of nest. A few of the people inside gave my car a definite look from behind their tinted windows, and they were right. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was supposed to be with Savvy, and even for her. Maybe I'd misjudged our friendship. Maybe she'd moved on. But it was just a detour, no big deal. I'd do one more ride to earn some coin and then we'd be back in sync. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Things just had a way of being spontaneous with Savvy, and I was never as happy as I'd been when we were together. Hello, how are you feeling today? Your new Feel Grid is a biofeedback device that displays your emotional state as a colour: yellow, green, blue, or red. Intense, in a good way. Your Feel Grid also measures the intensity of your emotions in 3 levels: low, medium, and high. The more your Feel Grid lights up, the more intense your feelings. Got it. And the circumplex, fancy science term. This map represents the full spectrum of emotions, yes, even the icky ones. Each segment is a unique state, so even though you may feel like a jumble of emotions, your Feel Grid will let you know which one you are actually experiencing, even if it's a little unpleasant. Feel free. Ah, interesting. Notice how you think and react when you're in each colour. The idea of the Feel Grid is simply to illuminate the feelings in your body so you can tune into your emotional awareness. It actually sounds really cool. I would love something like that. Sometimes I can't even tell how I'm feeling myself, so... Shoo, hello, how's it going? Hello, welcome. I'm a cab driver. I don't know how to drive. It's great. We just got a very fancy mood bracelet that connects to our blood and reads our brainwaves or something. Stay centered. There's no such thing as a bad emotion. Really. Just remember that the dark outer edges of the map are more intense feelings, while the lighter shades in the center are more mellow. Groovy. One last thing. All emotions are valid, but the outer limits of the Feel Grid are meant to tell you something, like it's time to take a break, take a nap, or even just take a moment to center. Now take a deep breath and good luck out there. Alright.
Current status, you're in between red and blue. You may be feeling guilt, anxiety, or embarrassment. Between red and blue, you're beginning to feel agitation build your energy in a negative way. You can experience hot flashes, sweating, or nervous tics. Your thinking is faster but tends towards impulsiveness and more explosive expression. Steer towards an appropriate quadrant by visualizing how you would like to direct your energy. Interesting. Not FDA approved. Yeah, so it's like this is the more intense feeling. This is the more passive feeling. Positive, negative. Interesting. More info. Oh, that's just that, okay. Alright. Let's pick up a passenger. But yeah, hello, how's it going? I play Neocab. It's a narrative-based game where basically I am a human taxi driver in a world that is full of AI taxis. And I've just moved to the big city to move in with a friend I had a big falling out with, because that seems like a very smart idea, and she just ditched me on the very first day, and now I'm just gonna go and find a customer to earn some money. Wait, there's a journal? Ah. Jace will send you the deets. Yup. Yeah, she just ditched me to go clubbing. I'm a classic taxi driver. Right, let's see what pickup requests there are. Oh, I don't have enough energy. I think I need to... Yeah, I need to charge my car first. Alright. Oh, coin only. No USD accepted. So I guess this is coins then. Let's go charge the car. Definitely time for a recharge. Plus, the weird way the hum of the charging stations made my head feel stuffed with cotton. I kinda loved it. Even if it was probably killing brain cells. The asking price was $132 a bar. A little steep, but here I was. I'm getting a full charge. I pulled away from the station. I feel like first night here I want to make sure I'm fully charged. Right, let's pick up a ride request. We got this person. Oh, and we've got... What's his name? I've already forgotten his name. I'm terrible. Liam. Liam wants another ride. Liam was the first person we picked up on the way to town, so... thank you for the posture check. Oh no, it's not Liam. Of course it's not. It's no glasses. Ali Bream, Peace, Love, and Elo. And we've got... Anthony Colton, founder and chief cat herder at Curator, putting a gentler dent in the universe. I see cat. Which one should I go for? Where is this area? I can't see the name of the area because the image is over the Steve. Is that just called the Steve? Okay. That's the Steve. This is the Combine. This one is closer. Let's go pick up Ali. I mean, they both have 5-star ratings, so probably a safe bet either way. Oh, sorry, I'm running to meet you, but still 2 blocks away. Can you just stop at the next corner instead of the pickup zone? I'm out of breath. Great. Not doing what the PAX wanted could hurt my star rating, but pulling over in an AV zone would risk a stop from the LOPD. Not to mention a ticket that would set me back some serious coin. Oh, we've already got an awkward customer. I should have gone for the cat one. I couldn't risk the ticket. I drove past the pin a block or so and pulled up. Oh, the text went off the screen too quickly. Hey, sorry, can we go? Ooh, oh. Oh dear, okay, yep, I see that Capra logo. Sorry. I was just texting my friend. Savvy had me doing laps in my own head again. It's cool. I glanced at her suit for a second. What was she wearing?
Half my packs have these hollow space displays, but the full body thing? Barely an hour here and already Savvy was flaking and my packs was covered in weird gadgets. Welcome to Los Ojos. What's good? What's good? Any plans for tonight? Yeah, kinda. I just moved here. Honey, where's my super suit? Also, thank you for the hydrates as well. My throat. Yeah, kinda. I just moved here. And it's been interesting. I'm not gonna start ranting about I'm not gonna start ranting about my roommate to a random passenger. I'm just gonna say it's been interesting. I took a deep breath. Come on, Savvy, I thought we were past this. Yeah, LO is usually pretty interesting, no matter what. Oh wait, I gotta top up. Mind if I plug in? The suit's running low. My car's battery was terrible at holding a charge, but it looked like I could spare some at the moment. I am so glad I fully charged. You know what? I'm doing alright on the power. I want the good rating. I'm selling out. Hello! Oh, I had a taxi driver talk about his cats once. That sounds incredible. That is the kind of taxi ride I would love to have. I'm the kind of person who doesn't really talk in taxis. I'm a very awkward person. But if a driver started talking about cats, I would be right there. I'm more of a listen to the radio and maybe hum along kind of person. Sure, happy to help. Thanks, gotta stop forgetting to charge at every stop. Capra makes you pay extra to use the port in their cars. Hey, we don't nickel and dime people here at NeoCab. Never let people say gig worker solidarity isn't a thing. Maybe this good deed will help me when I'm limping along to a charging station later. You don't have to worry about your rating with me. I used to be a Capra mate. Keep it above 4.8 stars or else. That's pretty strict. Seriously, you get one person having a bad day and there goes your rating. You ever work for Capra? I did. Never again. Never been in a taxi. Honestly, you're not really missing much. Taxis feel so awkward to me. I very, very rarely get taxis. I'm very lucky to know people with cars, so and I also obviously like pre-pandemic days, but I used to get the train a lot. I like trains because they always have set routes with set stops and I can just put on my noise cancelling headphones and it's done. That's the route I'm going. Buses are a little bit more chaotic because of like having to actually remember where you're stopping, but yeah, I get used to the routes I take frequently and just go with that. Yeah, getting a car once I finish my driver's license. Yeah, I don't know how to drive. I don't know if I'm ever going to actually learn how to drive. I would like to, it's just there are many things standing in the way. A lot of drivers went into Capra mates after the culling. Should I? Yeah. We got a pretty raw deal. Capra just patched our cars over the air. I was right at the beginning of a shift. I booted up, but the wheel was locked. Then it drove me home. Seriously? I would have freaked. So, wait, sorry, one sec. How long have you been driving for NeoCab? It's so annoying when packs try to pretend they didn't just zone out into their hollow space for a second. Almost 2 years. But I try not to think about it. Moving on though, what's your opinion of NeoCab, the company? Was I missing something about these questions? And how honest did she expect me to be? Oh, I'm kinda suspicious now. I see the Capra on her suit and I'm... is she trying to get me in trouble? Or am I just too cynical? Yeah, I love trains. Yeah, especially the little one by me, it's so cute. Yes, the shuttle trains are really good. It's... You know what? I'm gonna say it's great. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, hey, did you see the sign we just drove past? That's like the best banh mi in town.
The words went straight to my stomach. I hadn't stopped to eat all night. Ooh, do they have pork floss? Love me some swine twine. No, but they do this machine-spun soy protein fiber mesh. It's like umami cotton candy. So, hey, would you say your opinions on Sophie's Law are mostly positive or negative? What are these questions? Remind me what that is. Sorry, that's a dumb question. Why would a neocab driver be for something that bans all non-automated cars? Oh. Wait, what? So, a few weeks ago, this famous ballet dancer died in a car attack. People were just out having a good time and this guy drove straight into a crowd. Sophie and like 15 other people were killed. That's awful. Is that why I've seen so many police? Probably. People are pretty worked up. Anyway, the vote is in a few days, so it'll all blow over soon. Blow over? If the law passed, it looked like I'd be out of a job. Oh dear. A Capra buzzed by me. Of course, make human drivers illegal, and how else would people get around the city? So, I know it's dumb, but I just need a clear answer. Here, I'll repeat the question. Why do you... Oh, I don't trust her. Would you say your opinions on Sophie's Law are mostly positive or negative? Wait a sec, was she reading these off some kind of script? So, what's that you're wearing? Oh, right, you're new in town. I do surveillance for Capra. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Surveillance? Yeah, like, surveillance is from above, surveillance is from below. Ho 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 ho, I should not have picked her up. Hi, welcome back, Bob. Yeah, it's, Oh, that's such a pain, having, like, to just jump into a meeting without warning. How's it going? We just picked up an undercover agent for the tech conglomerate, so it's not really going great at the moment. But this game is so cool. Is that French? It's Capra speak to me, I don't really get it either. Every time I say it, sounds like I'm getting called out for being short. They've got cameras and sensors all over this suit. I'm like a big sponge sucking in data from everything and sending it to Capra. I shouldn't have picked up this. So you've been recording our conversation all along? Yeah, sorry, I forget I'm even doing it. It's just always tracking. Ambient radiation, my own vitals. If there's an off-the-shelf sensor for it, I'm probably wearing it. So these questions are what Capra wants to know about us, huh? Gotta head off, have a great stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a good Tuesday. Not great. No, that is not great, because then I would lose my job, probably lose my life. If not that, I would get put in jail. This is a bad situation. I do not want them knowing anything about me. So these questions are what Capra wants to know about us, huh? They let us chat a bit, but yeah, it's their questionnaire. Like, opposition research stuff, gotta fill my quota. I'm really sorry, I just assume everyone I talk to knows. So I'd been talking to Capra this whole time. About me. About the job I scraped together when they fired me. I felt my shoulders tighten and dug my nails into the wheel. All the Capras snaking through the lanes suddenly came into focus like a swarm, like I was surrounded. Thank you for the hydrate. I do not want to be making myself angry at the moment. But I get the feeling I'm not going to be able to do this. I tried to breathe. Okay, it let me breathe. It let me calm down. Okay. I gotta say... Oh no, that does not look good. She was staring right at my wrist. My feel grid was blazing red. Let me switch this damn thing off. No, you don't have to. I just did. I should have realised when you said it's your first night in LO. All this stuff is normal to me. We're so focused on our metrics. It's a terrible introduction, but... Welcome to Los Ojos. We got great food and a shitty panopticon. Won't you get in trouble for shutting it off? I might. But it's not worth making you miserable, you feel? She was quiet for the first time. I could feel her relaxing now that the suit had gone dark. Ali flashed a smile at me, and I could finally see her face. Kingdom Hearts 3 confirmed! Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm guessing it's Kingdom Hearts 3, I just presumed. KH3, hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, she's... You know what, I was so ready to be angry, but she seems fairly reasonable. Especially in a world like this, in a city like this, I feel like money-wise you gotta take what you can get. It's not as simple as good and bad and evil and good and all that stuff. Anyways, I love your hair. I cut mine short like that once. I miss it. In this heat, I just want to shave it all off, but that's a whole look, you know? Am I babbling? It's been too long since I've talked to someone real. Ever since I took this job, it's like I'm just a passenger in this suit, you know what I mean? Capra does the talking and I'm along for the ride. I got that when I was driving for Capra too. I still have the keys somewhere. I should mount them like antlers. Definitely. I pulled up to a shopping centre, skyscrapers on one side and the skeletons of their future neighbours on the other. Hey, Ali. I'm smiling. Ooh? Don't give up. You'll find something better. Yeah, gotta stay on your hustle, right? Thanks for not kicking me out of your car. Never let him say gig worker solidarity isn't a thing, right? Damn right. I'll hit you up if I need a real human again. Good luck in Los Ojos. I watched the suit blink back to life as she vanished into a crowd of shoppers. Looked like Capra could find their way into my car no matter what. Oh yeah, kind of annoyed by long hair in this heat. Oh yeah, it's Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, I don't like having long hair at the best of times anyway. I much prefer having short hair, but especially when it's warm as well and there's just hair against your neck, oh, I can't stand it. I want my short hair back. It's okay, soon. Even through a sweetheart like Ali. Right, I am getting to like the manic stage of here, I think. Yeah! 5-star! Geek folk gotta stick together. Your rating stayed perfect. Now in Liberty Heights. That didn't actually use up as much of the battery as I thought it would with the suit charging. That's alright, I'm glad I did that. Short hair much easier to deal with. It's so true. As I turned the corner, I slowed the car. A throng of people had gathered in the street. They surrounded an empty Capra car in a messy circle. They were yelling, barking things at each other and at the car. A few were taking swings at it with chains and socket wrenches. Ooh. The autocar made dozens of tiny rapid-fire turns, trying to free itself from the circle. I thought of a moth trapped between window panes. Oh dearie. Then another sound. Was that my back door? What the hell? Hello? I need to get out of here. I need you to go. I'll pay. What the... Listen, I'll explain, but we need to go. You're a Neocab, right? You drive people. We need to go. I can't be here. Oh. Ah, your feel grid state colors your choices, sometimes adding new options and sometimes disabling them. I see. Yeah, I guess the door wasn't locked. It kind of makes sense if I literally just had a passenger and let them go. Because you kind of need the doors to be able to open to get the passengers in the first place. Yeah, I guess long hair works better against dysphoria. That's a very good point. I feel like it all depends on the person either way as well. Like, long hair suits so many people so well, and I think it looks beautiful, but it's just not for me. I love my short hair. And my pulse raced in my ears so loud I couldn't think straight. Yep, I'm too angry. I'm too angry to use these choices. What the hell are you doing in my car? You want a ride, you go through Neocab. You don't just open my door without asking. Look, I'm sorry, seriously, but that's my fucking bike under the wheels of that Capra, okay? I nearly died, and if we don't get out of here now, the cops will be here and my life will actually be over. Thank you for the hydrate as well. I can explain everything, but first you need to put some distance in between us and that mob. I'm too angry. I'm too angry. I can't do these choices. This is so frustrating. You know what? No. If the cops are coming, that's your issue. And stop telling me what to do from the backseat of my own car. I let the silence and the tension fill the space. The Pax looked so scared. The mob outside was getting worse, and did I really want to deal with LOPD right now? Hey. Hey, you've got panic eyes. I see you. Do you see me? I can usually get a read on a person the first time I see their face. Savvy called it my truth download. Not like she ever listened when it was about someone she wanted to date. But I needed to be calm to hear that little voice inside my head, and this Pax had me all riled up. I met their eyes in the rearview mirror, and it worked. It was as clear as if they were saying it out loud. I knew they were sorry, they were safe, and they were just trying to survive. Like me. You're the sort of person who feels things really intensely, right? Well, this is an intense situation. Please, take 1 second to see me asking you for help, and drive. Nope. I held their gaze. I felt the fear evaporate. My pulse slowed. There we go. They trailed off as they watched my feel grid crash from angry red into a chill green. It seemed to calm them down too. You're wearing one of those feel things, and it looks like we're cool? Choose your words and passenger carefully to shift your mood in a new direction and change your story. Ah. You know what, I trust them. We're cool. That's good, because me and the LOPD are not. Floor it! I got us out of there in the nick of time, just as the squad cars rolled up and the bike punks scrambled into the night. Yeah, I love the gender-neutral dialogues as well. What's your name? I'm Azul. Oh, why does adrenaline ever have to wear off? This shit hurts, dude. I'm Lena. Where are we going? Take me... Oh shit, I need to get to work. I work at this club in Les Rouges. It's not too far. Shit. Ow. Are you okay? I'm bleeding. Oh no, can I help? Can you give me stitches and antibiotics? No.
Is it that bad?
No, forget it, I'm just rattled. Thanks for asking. And don't worry, I won't mess up your car. That was thoughtful. Neocab is supposed to cover cleaning costs for things like that. But once they do, there's always a mysterious operation surcharge that'll pop up in your paycheck a few days later. Ho ho. I got hit by a Capra. I was on my bike. It came out of nowhere, sideswiped me, then just kept driving. Right over my fucking bike.
Did you get the plate number?
Shit, no I didn't. Don't bother going back though, forget it. Run over, yeah.
Hit by a car. And all these people just showed up?
No, I called a radix swarm. Radix swarm? Yeah. What's a radix swarm? You know who radix is, right? No clue. We're activists. We stand up against corporate entities like Capra. Radix is all about direct action to change the course for the people. Actually, I'm going to go Radix, because I'm guessing it's more like radical. So Radix. All about direct action to change the city for the people. Getting rid of cars? That's just the seed. What grows from that are safer streets, public transit that works, a big chunk bitten out of the luxury market. Most people just see us as punks on bikes, but most people are blind. Oh, thank you for the hydrates as well. So then, what's a swarm? If you're a member of Radix and you're in trouble, like if you get hit by a fucking Capra, you send up a flare on the app to call a Radix swarm. It alerts the other members, shows them where you are, tells them you need help. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm not I'm not about to become a radical, I guess. So that was help? It doesn't seem like it did much for you if you're here with me. It got crazy. I don't know. I didn't expect that. Is it your first time calling a swarm? Yeah. But it's like, I don't know, it's not supposed to be like that. What's it supposed to be like? I don't know, I thought they'd save me, but it was like they just showed up to fuck up the Capra car. Nobody tried to get my bike or whatever. One dude helped me up, but like the second I said I was okay, I didn't matter anymore. Neocab to the rescue. Ugh. Can you imagine a Tesla's priority algorithm? Is this old lady worth more than that person in a suit? Yeah. And then also like, person in car versus person on road. Who is more important? There's so much morality with that kind of thing. It's like, I love the idea of self-driving cars, but there still needs to be a person available for emergency situations, I think. Like, I don't think a robot can judge that kind of thing. At least not at this point of technology. But that is my personal opinion. Oh, that makes it even worse. No, things are good, I just want to go with the flow. Why do you say that? Because it's still a fucking car. You're still putting people at risk every day, plus I shouldn't be riding around in a death machine in front of a bunch of Radix folk. Getting out of there was the right idea. Do you think they saw me get in? Oh, definitely. Seriously? Just kidding, you're good. It's not fucking funny. What a fucking night. You can't really badmouth cars and then rely on a car Well, I guess you can, but it feels a bit rude to be like, to force yourself into a taxi and then just be sat there like, yeah, taxis suck. But then again, emotions are gonna be high. Oh, what a fucking night. My leg's killing me, my bike's gone. They're probably gonna ask me to leave Radix. I doubt that. They need people like you. People who cruise around in fucking death machines. Oh yeah, it's the earring. The earring is the mood thing. Ah. Or is it? I'm guessing it is. The light feels very prominent. People who call cars fucking death machines. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Look, where I'm going, I don't want them to see me get out of your car. So, can you drop me, like, corner of Guadalupe and Sanders? I'll walk the rest of the way. On that leg? It's just a scrape, I'm fine. You sure you don't want to see someone about it? Maybe there's a free clinic nearby. In this town, yeah, sure. They lean to look out the window. Okay, here's good. Maybe just pull into the alley? The whole block looked pretty deserted, but I still slipped into the shadows. Whatever would put their mind at ease. You don't, like, record this, right? That's the NeoCab deal. Right, no camera, nothing on anything. I clicked that too quickly. I didn't expect the text to auto-complete. I thought I'd turn that off in the settings. Please, game. Okay. Well, how much do I owe you? 10 coins should cover it. Yeah, fair price, I guess. Here you go. Thanks. Listen, thanks for not kicking me out of your car. I appreciate it. But, like, what you saw... No worries, I'll keep it quiet. Thanks. Shit, wait, I didn't get your name. It's Lena. Cool, thanks, Lena. I'm Azul. I said that right. You did, and you're welcome. Have a good night. Azul stepped out of the car, stumbling a bit like they couldn't put too much weight on their knee. Without so much as a look back, though, they shook it off and limped into the alley. It was well after midnight, and I'd met my ride quota. I checked my feel grid. White. On most nights, I'd call it quits about now, or maybe push on for one last ride if I had it in me. But until I heard from Savvy, I had nowhere to go. When was she gonna text me back? Oh dear. Yeah, see, in the settings for the game, settings, there's auto-advanced text. I click that off, but sometimes it's still auto-advancing, which is a little bit frustrating, but I guess it's just like a couple of lines that have been missed out. It's alright though, I can mostly pick a context at least. I guess I'm doing another pickup. Ooh. Oh, so I'm right down here now. The Steve, Liberty Heights. Ooh, there's quite a few people over here. Oh, that profile picture, wow. Aganon. Nourish me, all ye in pain. I gather my strength to rise once again. They've only got a 3-star rating. Luke Howard. Strategic Intelligence Analyst. Here there be opinions. Engage at own risk. That's... Oh, they're on NeoCab Prime, but they only have a 3.5-star rating. And then we have Klaus Berg. Student of the world. Any opinions expressed on this feed are mine and mine alone. Should we go for one of these? I'm so curious about this one, like... I'm so curious! I feel like it's not the smartest idea, but... Oh, EV only. Carbon-emitting vehicles will be fine. Biodiesel available. Oh, that's expensive. That's very expensive. That's really cheap, but it would probably be cheaper to go here and fill up. I'm gonna go fill up over here. Charging up before I was running low? My dad would be so proud. Each bar would set me back 110, yep. It's got a full charge. Alright, let's see what we got. Yep, we've got these 3 options. Which one should I go for? I am so tempted. Aganon. I'm so tempted, I'm just... Because they want to go there. They don't want to go very far. These 2 don't want to go very far. This one is like right back down to the other side of town. But I'm so curious. I'm doing it. This is probably like the worst choice. Oh, hello. The Pax's eyes were dim as he dropped into the back seat. He looked... Was that a tattoo on his scalp? He was heading to the Fife Street subway station. Could that be right? I didn't know people still took the subway. Aganon only sighed. I pulled into traffic and left him to his mood. I had my own things to stew about. I should have been with Savvy by now, drinking to my new life in Los Ojos. A nice spicy margarita, made by a robot probably. Instead, she'd left me to drive the graveyard shift with a sad, silent Pax. It's like, I feel like Savvy is blowing me off, but at the same time, I feel like it's not that simple. And I feel like it's better to think the best in a situation like this. Because then even if it turns out to be the worst, at least I can still say I had that hope. It was just bad timing. She seems so anxious about her work thing. I could totally relate, even if my boss was an algorithm. I'd laugh this one off with her when we were unpacking boxes tomorrow. Aganon found my eyes in the rearview mirror. He pulled his lips into a tight, joyless smile. Lena, right? That's me. Lena, you look about as bad as I feel. It's been a rough life. I'm with you there. The city feels kind of heavy, right? Yes, Los Angeles can be a painful place. Life is pain, pain is life. It's the only constant I find. Mind if I ask what's got you down? Everything and nothing, the tiniest slights, the most cosmic horrors. I'd heard a lot of sad stories inside this car and told a few of them myself, too. Something told me this one was going to be a little new. Well, this too shall pass, right? Oh, it was like a bomb went off in the car. He was furious, just like that. His eyes burned in my rear view. What did you say? Things will get better soon? Why would you suggest something like that? Do you deny the deep truths in the Book of Hunger and Hardship? Do you oppose the great pain worm? It's going to take a minute to process the phrase pain worm. Well, where do you stand? I don't know anything about the worm. Then allow me to explain. All hail the glorious pain worm. Aganon's voice dropped deeper, like he was speaking from inside a cave. You carry me now on my nightly quest to seek the pain worm. It is called Metawopian, the dark leviathan that roils beneath Los Ojos, feasting. We nourish it, you see, you and I and millions like us, and soon, very soon, Metawopian will emerge, bellowing its cry of infinite despondence. And it will consume all of our pain. All of it gone. Forever.
Well, that's...
Also, the city will be destroyed.
Oh.
What a time to be alive.
Aganon made a hissing sound. Shh. I decided to leave him to his gloomy silence.
Thank you for the hydrate.
Wow, Aganon. Why did I do this? It was so dark I almost missed the subway station. There was only a flickering sign over a dingy stairwell. He seemed like he was waiting for me to say something. Hey, at least we're feeling something, right?
If we didn't, the pain worm would starve.
Okay, yep, yeah. In his dark coat, he moved across the street like a shadow and disappeared into the subway tunnel. I wonder what kind of rituals he was going to get into down there. Or maybe he'd just hop a train to the suburbs.
If someone hissed at me, I'd spray them with water. Yeah. Just have a little spray bottle in the car, be like, no.
Yeah. Oh, he only gave me 3 stars as well. Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
I wonder if I can report him for giving low ratings for no reason. Yeah, either he's right, or he might breathe down your collar to get your opinion on his robe. Yeah, pain worm, huh?
Great. My rating decreased. Deactivation risk first warning. Neocab drivers should maintain a rating of 4 or higher to avoid deactivation. Yeah, that was on me. I shouldn't have accepted that probably, but oh my god. Oh, finally, Savvy. So sorry. Lena, fast as you can. Where are you? My message failed to send? What? Make my way over now. Hang tight, okay? What is happening? An LOPD speed trap nearly nabbed me on the way over. Too close. But I still wasn't fast enough. This was definitely it. The location of Savvy's SOS pin. Oh. It was just an empty lot in between some abandoned storefronts. I could only see as far as my headlights, but there was no trace of her. No text since So Sorry either. Ah! Hey, yeah? Thank you for the follow. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Please let me know if I did. Hello, thank you for following. I'm gonna call out her name. Called out her name. There was no answer. Had I just missed her? If I'd driven here faster, would she be getting into my car right now, laughing off her crazy night? It was so dark I could barely see the broken bottles all over the ground. This wasn't a good place for anyone to wait around at night. Especially alone. Especially someone like Savvy. Then I saw it. Face down on the curb, her phone. I grabbed it and a chill ran up my arms. It was shattered right in the center of the hollow screen, now totally dark and cold. Looked like it had been stepped on. There was a sticker on the back, a punk-looking symbol of a wasp inside a bicycle gear. I sketched it in my journaling app and stashed her phone in my glove box. Is that gonna be Radix? Oh, that explained the radio silence. What had happened here? Someone must have grabbed it from her. Someone who didn't want her texting me. Who would do that? If you know her at all, you know Savvy is not someone you should mess with. My feel grid went hard red. That seemed about right. I wondered what Savvy's feel grid looked like right now. What was she feeling? What was she thinking? All I could imagine was not comforting. I tried to push back my thoughts and focus on what I could do right now. I remembered what Azul had told me about Radix. No cops. My body felt crazy, like I was buzzing with nerves, but at the same time could barely keep a thought in my head. I had nowhere to go and no one to help talk things out. All I could do was try to get some sleep. My only option was Crasher to find a cheap motel or a spare room somewhere. Anywhere but a Capra capsule if I could afford it. I closed out my Neocab shift.
At least I'd hit my quota before my world turned upside down. Tanked my rating, but you know. Yeah, my rating has decreased. Great. Right, let's launch Crusher. See if there's anywhere to stay. So I'm at the servo. 20, 18, 35. Oh, these are like the capsule ones, aren't they? I do not want a capsule. Don't want a capsule bed. Ooh. Very cheap motel. Do I trust that? And 35 for someone's home. Oh, that's expensive. I can't afford that. Honestly, I kind of like the idea of crashing on someone's couch as opposed to going to a random cheap motel. And 35 it's a bit pricey, but if I can get acquainted with another person in the town, I feel like that's probably a positive thing. So I think I might go for that one, to Luisa's home. My little corner of Los Ojos. I can offer you privacy, comfort, green tea, no judgment, and a world-class bed. My brother is a mattress designer. That sounds good. Alright, anyway, I'm just going to be right back a second. I need to grab myself another drink because I've been drinking so much I've nearly finished my bottle and I forgot to bring another one up. So, I will be right back. Hopefully like less than a minute. I'll just go grab it. Super fast! There we go. I got some drink. And also I felt so bad because like as I was running down the stairs and running back up, Tiffany, my cat, was following me and I think she thought I was gonna play with her. And I feel so bad just being like, no, I'm sorry, baby. I'll play later. It's okay. Alright, let's go to Luisa's home. Night 1. What's the worst that can happen? Thank you for the hydrate. Open my new bottle. Yeah. It was a stretch to afford Louisa's place, but when she showed me my bed, all of my concerns melted away. Smart gel foam latex hybrid mattress, anatomical springs, thermoregulated duvet, silent buckwheat hull pillows. Could this be real? Oh, that sounds so nice. I couldn't help it. Tears welled up in my eyes. Louisa squeezed my shoulder, then came back with a mug of green tea. For me! Long day? She asked. Do you want to talk? Yeah. So we did. About Savvy, about all of it, and she listened. Every sentence made me feel lighter. Like all of my troubles were bouncing away on thermoregulated buckwheat springs. Then I slept. Clean and dreamless, and I woke up the instant the alarm went off. I felt more than relaxed or rested. I felt like I'd just scored the winning point and landed the jump and nailed the high note all at once. What a mattress. I got back into the car. Yeah, I feel like that was a good decision to make. Staying in a cheap motel would have kept my mood right in the reds. Probably further towards the blues, actually. I got back in the car. Alright. Next day. The memory of what happened last night was a shadow over everything around me. The desperate text, Savvy's smashed phone. I tried to quiet my mind and just feel into my body for a second. I felt rested, but a little groggy, like my mind was wrapped in a synth-felt blanket. At least my field grid was chilling in the green. Yeah, what a kind soul. That's so nice. Like, she offered up the room in our house. She didn't have to listen as well. Go to all that effort. It's nice knowing there are nice strangers out there. Oh, this wasn't working. Where the hell was she? This wouldn't be the first time she'd ghosted, but this felt different. And I knew basically nothing about what her life in Los Ojos was like. Savvy was headed to a nightclub, but its name? Total mystery. Oh, and she was in some kind of trouble at work. Whatever that was. I tried to recall as many details as I could about last night, scribbling in my journal app until my hand ached. Maybe I'd seen that symbol on her phone before, after all. It wasn't a name, but it was a person to track down and a neighborhood. As long as I met my Neocab quota, I could stay on the search without losing my job and leaving LO as a total disaster. Alright, I feel like people aren't going to want me as a driver anymore because my rating's so bad. Yep, let's start shift. Check out my journal. Alright, last night. Dropped off at 9 PM. Rich person dorm. Jace never texted the deets. Savvy seemed upset. Kind of fucked up at work. Where? Found phone smashed with the weird sticker. Wait. What the fuck? I found a phone. Azil's tattoo. Radix. Yeah, Lena, fast as you can. Savvy, where are you? The pain worm. Look at that. Alright, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Let's see what we can do. Alright, we've got Una St. Clair, all things to all people. We've got Carlos Wong, but there's no charge. Don't have enough charge for that yet. And wait, was this where the really expensive charging bars are? Yeah. Oh, that one's cheap enough. Let's go charge up. I like to stay charged. I'm hungry. It's a cute pain worm, yeah. I'd learnt the hard way that you gotta grab the charge when you can, and not to wear heels when I'm driving. It would cost me 93 per bar. Pretty sweet deal, actually. Let's get a full charge. Continued on my way. And then, I think we're gonna pick up Una St. Clair? Yeah. Una St. Clair, all things to all people. Let's go. Thank you so much for the anonymous bits! Yay! I need to get to the Cadence, and I need to get there fast. What's that? A restaurant? It's the casino, the big one. I remember when cab drivers were expected to memorize things like this. I'm new here. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just pressed for time. Head to Frontera, north side. That was a straight shot. Easy trip. Oh, no, don't go that way. Rahanyemi Square is a mess. You can barely get through. And she sounded like she knew what she was talking about. Must be some warning on her hollow space. I can go around. Would you like me to take Jean Street or Flambeur? Choose one at random. And I do mean random. As random as you can make it. Weird. This was a whole different kind of backseat driving. Psychological. I whispered, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and swerved at the last moment onto Jean Street. Not Flambeur? You said to choose. Wait. Ah, yes. That's just what I needed. So I chose correctly? No, I was desperate for a bit of chance, a dose of entropy. Randomness, you know? Oh, is that why you like gambling? Resets my mind. Sometimes one finds oneself in a rut of predictability. It's why humour is such a balm. Comedy is based on the unexpected twist. Interesting method. How about I pick a number? Between 1 and 1 trillion.
Not that kind of randomness. I need chance with real stakes. Lyra, hello! Which is why I'm zooming down Jean towards a casino. Yes, but now I'm not sure it will work. The stakes there are high in monetary terms, but they don't actually matter, don't you find? They matter when you hit the triple bighorn flush? You've never been inside a casino, have you? Oh, I wonder why the emotes didn't work then. That's strange. I like to think life itself is a gamble. And the whole world is my house. So that's a no. No, the casino definitely isn't going to work. I need to find some entropy that matters. Why? What's all this about? What's this all about? Yeah, why are my emotes not working? What the heck? Huh. Bizarre. I do not know what's happening. Huh. That is bizarre. Why? What's this all about? Well, it's simple. Almost obvious. Something is wrong with the world. I agree with you there. Not that kind of wrong. A deeper kind. Sadly, I fear our timeline has become tangled. The universe is made of infinite time. Oh my god. The universe is made of infinite timelines, always branching based on the tiniest decisions. It's perfectly coherent and stable, as long as the branches remain distinct. Thank you for the hydrate! But yeah, they're not showing up on my stream anymore. I'm so confused. Let me get the hydrate. Yum yum. I've got lemon and lime water today. I decided regular water was too boring. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. Right, I've refreshed everything. Does anyone want to try and post an emote and see if it's working or not? If not, I don't have a clue how how to fix it. It's so strange. It's like it was working for me when I posted mine. Like there. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Yes. I'm a tech genius. I'm not. I just refresh stream elements. But okay. Right, where were we? We're on wibbly wobbly timey wimey shenanigans. As long as the branches remain distinct. I waited for her to say more. Get using those brain wrinkles. So you see the obvious danger. Obvious is not quite the word I would have chosen. So if our timeline is tangled up with another one, how do we untangle it? Oh, I think that's well beyond our capabilities. But it's good to know how off-kilter one's reality is. It helps you decide how annoyed to be with friends who constantly reschedule lunch. Connor, for example. Has anyone cancelled on you lately? Now that, Una, is a good joke. I thought as much. Tell me what happened, it should help me calibrate. Oh god, do I want to tell her? I feel like this whole game is just gonna be me making bad decisions. Let's do it. Oh no, I can't. I can't. No, it's nothing.
was too personal. Please? Your story could be very useful. I can tell this is hard to talk about. But the coherence of our reality is at stake. I am picking up all the interesting passengers, huh? I wondered if maybe it was just Una's personal reality that was not totally coherent. But she seems so sharp, so logical. My dear, I'm listening. I told her about Savvy. I was supposed to move in with my best friend and she didn't show. And now I don't know if she's in trouble. Or hurt. Or maybe just the worst. She listened like my story was feeding her. Maybe I'd get 5 stars out of it, but it was a little creepy. That is a little creepy. The way she's smiling at this story about depression is like, Games about making bad decisions, my best kind of game. So your friend just vanished? With no explanation? None. And you don't know how to feel about it? It confuses you. Wouldn't you be confused? Perfect, perfect! I don't know if you caught the part where I said she might be hurt. She ignored me. Now, this next part is crucial. If your friend hadn't disappeared, where would she be right now? I don't know, I just moved here. Please, just guess. Think in terms of chance and what if and maybe. Let them wash over you. I could tell she was never going to drop it. I might as well indulge her. Okay, if she hadn't just blinked off the map, Savvy would probably be... taking in a burlesque show in Les Rouges. Actually, more likely performing in a burlesque show. Actually, even more likely, organising a burlesque show. In fact, most likely of all, acting as a ringleader for an entire neo-burlesque scene. Yep, that is exactly where Savvy would be. She'd be picking out pasties in Les Rouges. She just absorbed it for a moment. Maybe she thought it was crazy. I'd like to request a new destination. Take me to Les Rouges. That'll be a more expensive ride. Ha! I'm good for it. Just drive. I am so glad I filled up the charge before this. I just nodded. Excellent! I'll drop a little something into your account to cover the trouble. I rerouted us to Les Rouges. I feel like I'm just pronouncing this incorrectly every single time. I could just pronounce it even worse on purpose, just to... Why did I say popular? Pronounce it worse on purpose. If it moves its kappa. Ugh. The trip didn't take as long as I thought it would, and after all that we ended up back on Flambeur. I thought I should tell her, maybe help her calibrations or whatever. Hey look, we're on Flambeur after all. 2 roads diverged. And we took them both, so you could feel the difference. She didn't seem to notice my brilliant joke. She was staring straight ahead with this super intense gaze. Almost like she was seeing straight through to that other timeline. Whichever one we were tangled up with. We stopped in Les Rouges. No, I can't do that. I was just like, what if I just mispronounce them all on purpose? And because then it's intentional, but no, no. I wish I could pay you back in kind and help you locate your friend. Information is obscenely undervalued against coin, don't you agree? Any clue would help. I've got nothing to go on. Well, I can't tell you where she is, I'm afraid, but I can tell you where she was supposed to be. At this moment, in a stable timeline, she's at a terrible Berlin techno-themed club called Stan's Machine. Oh, red light. I see. Luz Rouge. Is it Luz? Lutz? Luz Rouge? Is that right? I'm pretty sure I'm getting Stan's Machine right. Stan's Machine. Yeah. Am I saying that right? It's not far from here in any case. You're unbelievable, Una. I think I can use this. Think nothing of it. It's merely a byproduct of my work. So, I have to ask, are you... A card shark? No, though you're not the first person to think that. Maybe I gotta go to the Puppenfahrten. Just a quantum statistician. Oh, that's difficult to pronounce. Statistician. Yep. Statistician. There we go. Just think of me as an accountant, except the spreadsheet is very, very large. And you can be simultaneously rich and broke. I don't think I could handle that kind of uncertainty in my Capra cash account. Oh, don't worry about that. Counter-espionage is quite lucrative. In any case... Wait, back up. Counter-espionage? Ah, yes, with a little time, a little luck, and just the right entropy differential, no secret is safe. The only way to protect your communications from a quantum statistician is to hire a better one. And I'm the best there is, so... That's unbelievable. You'll see, I really must dash. Thank you for the ride and the story. This timeline is indeed as unstable as I feared. And we might even be able to fix it. Wait, we might fix it? She slid out and walked up the sidewalk away from my car, zigging and zagging as she went. It looked random, and the sinking feeling in my stomach, that felt very, very certain. If there really were infinite timelines, how did it happen? I reached for my phone to find my next packs. Time to choose again. This game is wild. My last two passengers, I'm not going anywhere in the direction I thought I would be going. This is wild. Thank you for the honesty and the humour. A wonderfully chaotic source of entropy. Okay, my rating's back up, thank God. We're in the safe. Didn't actually use as much battery as I thought it would as well. Let's have a look at this. No password is safe from the Quantum Witch. I like her. I like Una. Right, let's see what we can get. Also, that was a lot of money as well. Should we go to Stan's Machine? Or pick up another ride? Who's that? Fiona Pack. My idea of a good picture is one that's in focus and of a famous person. We've got Sam Lucas, just setting up my neocab. Also a new person. Do we passenger? Do we Stan's Machine? Stan's Machine. I feel like considering we're already here, it might be a good idea to check it out. Oh, a dress code? You know what, I'm gonna show up. I feel like I'm not gonna be allowed in yet anyway, if this dress code is real. But I'm gonna check it out. Stan's Machine was all dramatic haircuts, pounding bass and scowls, and that was just the outside. The bouncer loomed in front of the door like a boulder. Given my complete lack of a poker face and an outfit that was still more cactus flats than Luz Rouge, I didn't look the part. Oh. How good is my flirting? I took a deep breath and Ah, hey, Neocab. Hello again. You lost?
Not exactly. Hey, maybe you can help me. I'm looking for someone.
What? No, how are you? No, hey Azul, nice to see you.
Sorry.
Hey Azul, nice to see you. Nice to see you too.
Listen, Azul, I know, I'm just kidding. Jeez.
It's actually kind of good to see you. Didn't get to thank you for what you did. You're welcome. It was really decent of you. Not what I expected. You got me where I needed to go. Not a lot of drivers would do that. Guess I'm not a lot of drivers. That's a good thing. You ever consider giving it up? This wasn't exactly what I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't risk Azul's shutting down if I didn't humor them. Maybe one day. I recommend it. Although I guess it doesn't matter if you want to quit or not. Capra's gonna make that decision for you. I doubt that'll happen. People will still need drivers. Old cars won't just disappear. Capra doesn't care what people need. They care about Capra. You know that's how I lost my arm, right?
I didn't.
Yeah, this was years ago. Guess there's no consequences when you're a megacorp. Even if you're spewing death traps all over the roads. Listen, I'll pass on a lesson. Don't play chicken with those things. They love to talk about their 99.999% safety rating or whatever. Want to know the truth? I wanted to know a truth, but maybe not this one at this moment when I came here because I needed info on my friend. So I needed to stay on their good side. Sure. Look at their fucking promos real close. There's an asterisk by the last 9 and 99.9%. What does it mean? That their 99 point whatever rating is only against other AVs on the Capra Mesh network. Their sensors see each other with perfect clarity, but that's the only testing they've ever done as far as we know. So some kid coming home late from study hall crossing in front of a Capra? Just a smudge on its lens. And a settlement that only covered about a quarter of my bills. Oh, wow. Yikes. I felt for Azul. They were a little rough around the edges, but no one deserved that. I'm really sorry that happened. Whatever, but it's why I was so messed up the other night. A lot of bad memories came back. I get it. I'm sure you do, but you're probably not here to hear my life story. So why are you here? I need to get inside. I'm looking for a friend. She's gone missing. Her name's Savvy, and everything in Azul's expression changed and they stood up straighter. Savvy. You know Savvy? You know Savvy? No, seriously, Neocab, no bullshit. You know Savvy? Yes. Why do you think she's in there? How straightforward do I want to be? Because this is the only Radix club I know. And you're, what, her friend? Business associate? She's my best friend. Can I please just get inside? I just want to find her. Maybe she doesn't want to see you? Look, I saw her last night. She seemed pretty worked up about something, said she'd explain when we met up in an hour or two. When she finally texts me a pin, I race over there and she's gone. But there's her phone smashed up on the pavement. Her probably had a temper tantrum or something, smashed the phone and blew you off. She's intense like that. Was this a game? Azul was playing devil's advocate with Savvy's safety. Savvy wouldn't do that to me. We were moving in together that night. And she would never leave her phone behind. But I figured I should come here because when I picked the phone up, there was this Radix sticker on it. Yeah, obviously. Why obviously? Because Savvy's not just part of Radix. Savvy, like, is Radix right now. This sounds insane. Savvy's totally not the Radix type. Or, I mean, she wasn't a year ago. Guess anything was possible. I'd seen her reinvent herself more than once. Yeah, well, things change, Neocab. Oh, I missed that one. Plus, it's easy to become Queen Radix when your boyfriend is the de facto king. Radix is non-hierarchical. Hierarchical. Oh my god, doesn't have a hierarchy. There are no leaders, but it's definitely got cool kids. High school all over again. Who's the boyfriend? Jace. You don't know who she's dating? You don't sound like a great best friend. We lost touch for a bit. Okay, so Savvy came in with Jace a couple months ago, wrapped around him like a scarf. Suddenly she's at all the meetings. He's looking at her like she's this manic pixie bike girl. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, there was a car. What was adorable? Me failing the pronunciation entirely. Look, I only have brain cells sometimes. They choose when they want to work. She's got all these bright ideas to take down Capra, and it's like, I don't know, classic. Do you think Capra might be tracking her? If she's high up in Radix now? Do you think there's anyone in LO Capra's not tracking? I don't think that's it. But I'll tell you what I do think. I think it's no fucking surprise she's gotten into hot water. Why not? Because that's how this shit goes. Savvy, listen, I know her, and I know her type. She's smart, she's dynamic, she's pretty, she's charming, she is a dream girl. I mean, everyone's kind of in love with her. Everyone wants her time. One night she's with Jace doing political organising. Next I see her, she's hanging out with some edgy DJ. Then the other day I'm passing Capra Tower and I see her with this tech bro douchebag. A Cappy shill straight out of Central Casting wearing a hoodie and everything. And hey, you'll like this, Neocab. She's getting into his car. Do you know who he was? I only got his first name. Said something like her and her friend Charlie were gonna go talk. But she said friend, like, you know. Like there was something going on, I don't know. Oh, don't worry about him, he's just a friend, that tone. Do you have a thing for Savvy? What, do you? I told you, I'm her friend. But it sounds like you're... interested. Whatever. Point is, I'm trying not to get involved. Seems like a recipe for drama, and that's some shit I don't need. I just need to know if she's okay. I wish I could help. Can I at least go in and ask around? Nah, you did a nice thing for me, Neocab, but I'm not letting you in. Stan's machine isn't your scene anyway. I won't tell them I'm a driver. Hey, you see your car over there? Yeah. Well, so did that camera up there. Second you got out, your ass got scanned. Or, well, your face did. There's no way you get in, though. Hell, I'll probably have to answer just for talking to you. Is there anything I can do? You should probably just follow the trail of dudes she leaves in her wake. Find someone who gives a shit. You know, I've had it. I mean it. Find someone who'd notice she's missing, like the guys who follow her around like puppy dogs. Right, so Jace, Hot DJ, Capra Charlie. Easier than trying to get any Radix to talk to a death dealer. Fine. It's been great catching up, Neocab, but I'm on the clock, aren't you? I set my own hours. And all it costs is your soul. You're welcome for all the help. Drive safe. I waved and headed back to the road. Follow the dudes. Jace I knew about, and when had Savvy not been stringing along some DJ? But hopping in a car with a Capra type, that didn't add up. Charlie. He must be the one she was meeting the night she disappeared at that rich person dorm, Kinfolk. I didn't exactly have much to go on, but a clue was a clue. Alright, back we go. Back to the map. New journal entry. Yep. Queen Radix. Everyone is kind of in love with her. Yep. Let's see what we got. Yep, it's Sam Lucas. There's Charlie Elliott. Charlie! 5 stars needed. Prime packs pay more to ride with only the best drivers. Oh dear. So I guess 4.5 is better than 4. This is more around the same area. I'm gonna go pick up Fiona Pack. Same kind of area, might be something I can find out here. Who knows? I pulled up to a gleaming apartment tower that was halfway between a condo and an arcology. I bet the place was full of Capra swag and expensive produce. Wardrobe crisis! Please wait a minute, thanks! I didn't mind waiting. Gave me a chance to think about what was going on. Should have been with Savvy by now, drinking to my new life in Los Ojos. Maybe with a nice sour cider. Now I didn't even know if she was dead or alive. Where was she? What was she thinking right now? I'm sorry, thank you so much for waiting. Was this the standard look in Elo? Must have taken her hours. I love the lights. I love the hair lights. So, this is a Neocab car, huh? Going somewhere special tonight? Yeah, I needed to ask you a weird question. I mean, it's like medium weird, if that's okay. I couldn't handle any more weirdness tonight. I could only manage a shrug. Okay, I know what that means. What did I say? Nothing and also everything. God, what was I thinking? I'm a mess. Damn, I should have sensed that she was vulnerable. I was distracted. I wasn't even supposed to be driving anymore tonight. I'm sorry, it's been a weird night. No, I'm sorry, I'm being crazy. I just cannot cry in this makeup, you know? It's a pretty amazing look. Thanks. It's kind of a long shot. I'm meeting my boyfriend for the first time. I know it sounds weird, but we're already together, we just haven't met in person. We started vid-chatting one day just for fun on one of those sites, you know? Sure. 3 months later we talk every day and it feels like we just fit. Like, when something happens, he's the first person I want to tell. I actually look forward to staying in on Friday night now. So he flew here to see me in person, which means time for his first impression of me. Sounds like he's really into you. I guess, for now. It's just a little complicated. When we started vid-chatting, I had my filter on because why not? I use it for everything anyway. But then I just never turned it off. So he's never really seen me, you know. I spent hours programming my Animesh to match the filter. I barely got any work done, but it looks good, right? It's beautiful. Thanks.
I spent a lot of time on it, tested a bunch of versions. I feel like I could write a book on how to design your ideal jawline. What program are you using on your Animesh? It looks super custom.
What's an Animesh?
Shut up. You're not wearing nano foundation? Programmable particles that can take on any pigment? Developed by marine biologists who study cuttlefish, basically adaptive camouflage for humans?
Science magic.
Right, it's expensive as hell, but nothing else can dupe a filter.
Well, I'd say yours is more like a cuddlefish, am I right? That was terrible.
Amazing. I've just been on enough dates to know that look people get when you go in person and they're disappointed, you know? Their face kind of falls and their eyes go a little flat.
Oh, I know that feeling. Then they smile too big and act too friendly to cover it up, but you just know right then. It's going nowhere.
God, people even do that to you? Your nose to chin ratio is totally perfect.
Well, thanks.
This is where you tell me to, like, just be myself, right?
No, I hate how people say that like it's some brilliant solution. Who doesn't want to be someone else every now and then, you know?
Exactly.
So why meet up now?
Well, he's actually moving here. Lucky break with his job. Can you turn on the cab light?
Sure thing. She rummaged in her purse and pulled out a packet of wet wipes.
I never meant to have a screen boyfriend, you know.
She tucked her precision curls behind her ears. Wait, are you...
I'm the on-call sysadmin for 3 different companies and they ping me 24/7. I just started looking at profiles for fun.
Sure enough, she started wiping the Animesh from her face. Are you sure you want to do that?
Those reviewers lied, this stuff definitely itches. And I feel like I can't move my face. A lot of the guys are creeps or bots. But Dre is always traveling for work. Otherwise he'd have been snapped up a long time ago. He's a total 10. I'm like a natural 6, an enhanced 8.
She rummaged deeper into her purse. That whole rating thing is just a trap, don't you think? Like, who came up with the numbers? Some drunk frat boy 50 years ago? They thought toilet paper was a good idea. So fuck their judgment, right?
Well, when you put it like that... Oh god.
What's wrong?
My glow shadow is in my other purse. Oh shit. I didn't want to go into this barefaced. I just wanted a fresh start for a few swipes of colour.
I remembered the little makeup bag I'd thrown into my purse before I set out for LO. That had felt like sometime last year. I might have a glow shadow in my purse.
Really, my queen?
I took an eye off the road to grab it and hand it back to her.
Watch out!
I got it. It's the cutest colour and a little goes a long way. You're gonna love it. See, I like the idea of just being like, yeah, go barefaced, just do it. It'll be fine, but speaking personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with makeup. So long as you're doing it for yourself and not for someone else, I feel like makeup is great. Like, I feel way more comfortable when I have makeup on. And it's like, if I felt like I was expected to wear makeup, then I would resent it, but I'm wearing it for me, and because I feel a bit more confident if I think I look good as well, so it's... Who am I to deny her some glow shadow?
Do you like it?
Do you?
It's technically still a kind of filter.
I guess that's true. She chewed her lip and checked her reflection in the rear view again. You keep the glow shadow, okay?
Oh my god, really? Thank you, thank you. I feel like this is a good omen, you know? People should fall in love with their eyes closed. Do you know who said that?
Beyonce?
Close. Andy Warhol.
Nice. This kind of driver itches against my instincts. How so? In what kind of way? Thank you for the hydrate.
Ah.
I knocked my empty bottle over. At least it was the empty one.
Oh, there's the bar.
Give my best to Dre. In we go. I feel like that went well. And have fun.
Fun. Is that what all this is for?
Fiona flashed a devilish smile at me as she walked away, the first real one of the night. I saw she had a little gap in her front teeth. Cute. I hope it goes well for her.
I got that 5-star. It's like, she's honest, a little too honest maybe. She's so nice, like in a real way. I appreciate her trying to cheer me up. My queen saved my life tonight.
Oh. Yeah, she took her eyes off the road. Those lines in the middle of the highway are like 10 feet long. Yeah. Okay, my rating's still low because of frickin' what's his face? Painworm guy. Yeah, I feel like if I was to drive, I would not be able to take my eyes off the road. I would be staring the whole time. Eyes glued. It was well after midnight and I'd met my ride quota. I checked my feel grid, deep yellow-green. I had it in me to push on for one more ride tonight, or I could call it early and get some rest. You know what? Feeling good with the yellow. That seems good. I'm gonna push on. Decided to push on. Every PAX was a chance to learn the city and earn some coin. Considering I'm in a good mood, I feel like this is a good time to pick up another customer, maybe. See what's in the journal. Oh, people should fall in love with their eyes closed. That's sweet. I like that the journal keeps a track of the rides you take. Pretty much. Ooh. It's Liam again! There's also Aganon again. I'm not doing that again. Carlos Wong. I want to pick up Liam again, I think. Should probably recharge first, but... Oh, that's expensive. How much is this one? That's a bit cheaper. But it's like, is it worth the price for, depending on the distance? Wait, where do you want to go? You want to go to there. So then that would leave me pretty close to there, which has got very cheap charging. Come on then, Liam, let's go. Liam waved to me before he got in the car. He looked excited to see me. I gave him an exaggerated wink to see if I could get a laugh out of him. It seemed to work. Hey, Lena. Wow, what are the odds we'd see each other again? Of all the neocabs in all of Los Ojos, he gets into mine. Fate? How have you been, Lena? Pretty great. That's great. What have you been up to? Working mostly. I met some pretty cool people. The clientele is really different from Cactus Flats. In a good way. Mostly. Mostly? Right after we met, I met the sweetest corporate spy. Sounds dicey. Los Ojos is a lot of things, but it's never boring, apparently. So, what about you? Wait, you've got one of those things on your arm. No way. The
Feel grid, wow.
Yeah, actually Savvy gave it to me.
Huh, interesting. How do you feel about it?
It's pretty cool.
Really? You dig it? I find it so bizarre, just as a concept, putting your emotions on display. Doesn't it make you uncomfortable?
It does sometimes. But I've been told that I have a lot of feelings. Like, a lot. And the feel grid sort of draws them out of me. Yeah, I need to stop. Stop what? Being all thinky, dissecting stuff. I like thinky. It's the worst. I've been trying to stay out of the heavier side of Elo, but... Lena, not to bring the room down, or the car, I guess, but can I ask you something? Of course. Do you know anything about Sophie Lemieux? The late Sophie Lemieux? I know a few things, yeah. That she was a ballerina, that she was hit by a car, and that Capra's trying to pass a law with her name on it. Well, after I left you the other night, I went out to take some pictures and stumbled upon this massive crowd of people. It was a vigil for Sophie, big deal, lots of mourners. Some people had signs about cars, about Capra, or whatever. There was this portrait of her, full ballet pose, arabesque, surrounded by flowers, people crying, chanting about change. That sounds... heartbreaking. It was. I felt like I knew her just hearing people speak about her, seeing how adored she was. Crispy Chrono, hello, thank you so much for the follow. Hi. Bit of a deep time to follow. Hello. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day. But the other thing was... the whole scene was bathed in this blue glow, and it was coming off people's wrists. Feel grids. Are they really that popular here? Savvy's got one. She's an open book emotionally. And a mystery in every other way. Well, at the vigil, feel grids were everywhere. I got some interesting shots, but... it was so strange taking a photo with only one possible interpretation. It's just... here are some sad people. You know they are sad because they are blue. It's weird, you know? Yeah. It's not that simple. There are different kinds of sad. We can't read the feeling exactly. Yeah, maybe you're right. Either way, it was really striking. Mostly blues, some reds here and there. But green and yellows too. What do those mean? Calm, relaxed, positive. Chill, happy. But see, that's the problem, right? If I show up at a funeral and my feel grid says I'm stoked... I don't think that's the right thing to say here, but I really want to. You're just enjoying happy memories. Probably, sure. But there's so much room for error, misinterpretation. I keep picturing the Mona Lisa. 500 years of that unreadable smile, until you slap a feel grid on it. I'm a bit scrambled up about the whole thing. So, you're not in the market for one then? At least the look is interesting, and I almost got a free one. Who's handing out free feel grids? Good question. So, I'm at the vigil, yeah? Everything's blue, it's dreamlike, mournful, but then I look across the street and there's this whole gang, right? Not a feel grid in the back, it's a dark zone. I go over to check them out and they say they're this group called Radix. The word hit me like a gut punch. Maybe I could get some intel if I played this right. I know about Radix. Well, they were actually trying to recruit. At Sophie Lemieux's vigil? Interesting. Yeah, they were saying the law is a cheap half measure, gives Capra more power, doesn't save any lives. Anyway, I showed them the photos I took of the blue glow. And they said none of those people had field grids when they showed up. Apparently 2 hours earlier, some Capra reps showed up and started handing them out, free of charge. Hold on, is that really true? Radix swore up and down that's how it happened. Huh? Yeah, I guess my question is, why? Because it puts on a show. Free advertising. And then I take pictures of it and share it with the world. Makes me feel a little... duped. Exactly. Yeah, that tends to be Capra's thing. I know, I'm more than familiar. That's something I maybe should have told you the other day when I got weird. When you got weird? Yeah, I got quiet and sort of standoffish. That wasn't fair. Oh wow, no, that was on me. Well, at least let me make one little excuse. I worked for a big Capra-adjacent company when I was still in the UK. I got the job really young, working in immersive tech and AI. Loved it. It let me be creative, and I felt like I was changing things. So we got big. We got big because we were good, but then you lose yourself, don't you? Yeah, I feel that. More and more I was balancing creativity, my actual work, with corporate ethics. Are you sure this wasn't in Los Hoyos? Kind of a global story, I guess. We just kept working with the worst people, saying yes to more funding, regardless of where it came from. To make myself feel better, I joined all these initiatives for change, for diversity, helping the right kinds of communities and people. I took so much on, and so did lots of us, but it was just... impossible. What's the phrase? Money talks? Definitely talked louder than we did. So you came to LO? The city of unavoidable politics? I know, it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? I guess maybe this trip is a test to just see if I can turn my brain off. Be a tourist, non-activist, just watch all the Capra stuff happen and let it float by. Just let everything float by. No agonizing over morals, no fighting, just observing. I don't need to get gloomy, yep. Where do you feel you're at? Doing my best to remain impartial, and everything turns out to be a lot of work. I mean, just look at me, I'm lost right now. I took a really good photo of an important LO moment, of people experiencing something profound. It might be one of my best. But I can't decide. I used to do nothing but decide. And now I can't even say if a photo I took is real. I knew the feeling. Was anything real in Los Angeles? Of course it's real. It's still real people experiencing something real. I have a feel grid. My feelings are still legitimate. Real people. Real moment. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Hey, listen, obviously, don't take your eyes off the road, but... do you think I could send you the picture? You can tell me what you think? I want to share it. I think it's important, but... I sort of love your thoughts. Be my moral compass? Yeah, send away. Thanks. And sorry if I'm being a downer. People come to LO for the lights and sights, you know. And I end up getting right back into the muck. You can't avoid the politics here. Or anywhere. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Pulled up to Liam's hotel again. Doo-doo-doo. It was hard not to feel a pang of jealousy. Having a decent place to sleep felt like it was part of another timeline for me. And here we are. Cool. Thanks for listening to me rant, Lena. And for looking at the photo for me. Always here for rants, friend. See you in texts. He was already scrolling through his camera as he walked in. Did the fate of a de facto Capra ad campaign lay in my hands, mixed with the fate of a photo that could sway the Sophie's Law vote? Liam, buddy, I can't tell you if you came to the exact right person or the exact wrong one. It feels so bad. God, 5-star, 2 for 2 on positive interactions. Yes. There we go, we got the perfect rating again. We finally knocked Aganon off the off the recent drives list. Anyway, my battery's low now. But hey, completed for today. We got money. Right, well I'm gonna start by charging. How have the decisions been? Bad decisions or good ones? I'm not sure at this point, to be honest. Could kind of go either way. Yikes, a little low and I didn't know when I'd be able to charge up again. Yep, that's full charge. Back on the road. Right, let's see where we can stay tonight. But yeah, there's so many ambiguous things here. I kind of want to stay here again. Louisa was lovely. It's like, it's a bit expensive, but compared to like a cheap motel, I feel like it's better to stay somewhere nice. I can't afford that. Yeah, let's go here. We know it's nice here as well anyway, so that's always a positive. I had to have another night on that mattress. Maybe I could reupholster the car seats with that material. Louisa greeted me by saying she had beautiful dramatic news. I immediately hoped the mattress was okay. You're my last Crasher guest, she said. I'm moving to Australia. She said that had always been her dream. She'd been doing Crasher for years, saving up, and with my visit tonight, I'd pushed her over her goal. Aww. I'd loved that mattress so much I'd destroyed it. Should I be cheeky? Should I be cheeky? That's... I'm gonna be cheeky. Asked if I could stay here while she was gone. She shook her head. Her sister-in-law was taking over the lease or something. Alright. I'm happy for you. Thank you, she said. I mean, really, thank you. You've made this possible. I checked for a tag on the mattress, so maybe I could buy one at some point. It had a name, Eric. I slept with Eric that night for what we both knew was the last time. Maybe it was a good thing Louisa was leaving so I wouldn't keep saying things like that. I got back in the car. Well, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling mellow. It's a good way to start the day. I felt a little slow. Oh, it was absolutely a sex joke. Yep. Felt a little slow, like I was short a couple of hours sleep and a jumbo pouch of caffeine. Oh, caffeine! Caffeine, interesting. But I was still in the green, so the day wasn't a wash yet. Azul suggested I track down Savvy's boyfriends, a DJ named Jace and a techie named Charlie. It was a long shot, but maybe one or both of them took Neocab, or we saw Charlie. We saw Charlie, but the rating was too low because of Aganon. I opened the Neocab app like it was going to give me some answers. Nope. At least now I knew a few friendly faces in this city. Hopefully one of them needed a ride as badly as I needed some leads. Let's go. We've got the 5-star rating. Aganon. Let's have a look at the journal. What is that? Yep, R.I.P. Sophie, it should have been Capra. We will finish you. Oh, that's the Capra logo. Also, I love that there's the cool S in the corner as well. That's exactly how I doodle too. Just like a cat with hearts and a cool S. Righto. Is that Charlie? That's Charlie. Do we want to try talk to Charlie? Oh, Carlos Wong. But we could talk to Una again. Gotta say, I'm fascinated by Una. I think I want to pick up Una again. Let's go. Una slid into the back seat. Hello again. Any progress on, the quantum thing? The quantum thing? We really need to get you a textbook. But yes, I've made some progress. I'm now gathering more information. Which is why you're heading to... Is this right? City Hall? Yes, they're announcing when the new municipal spaceport... I mispronounced spaceport out of those two words. Is going to be built. At midnight, very dramatic. I'm so sorry for all my mispronunciations. I am kinda tired today. Una really do be an Una. Here's hoping they announce the choice of the balloon drop. That would be unexpected indeed. So, there are 3 neighborhoods being considered, or maybe I should say threatened. The world is about to change for one of them. Uncertainty of that magnitude has a very strong feeling. Can you just hang around people as they played lottery tickets? Or unwrapped presents, or, I don't know, went on blind dates? There's a small scale, almost like snacks. I need a meal. It's difficult to find large groups of people generating this kind of energy. The nurses shoo me away when I hang around the hospital. Large-scale sporting events are an option, of course. But I've learnt the hard way to regard my own comfort as an essential variable. I wondered if my worry about Savvy was helping her. Maury, hello! Yes, I'm an Uber. This game is very cool. It's a game called Neocab. I am one of the last few human taxi drivers in a very tech-filled city. And there's a lot going on so far. It's very interesting. At the moment, I have a quantum statistician in my car who is telling me that there are multiple timelines entangled. We also met a kind of cult guy who said there was a pain worm that was coming to destroy the world and eat everyone's pain, so it's been a very interesting game so far. It's not quite what I expected, but in a good way. It's been interesting. At the moment, I moved to this town to find my friend Savvy, but she's gone missing. So I'm trying to find out what the heck has happened to her. At least I was of service to the fabric of space-time or whatever. I know what you're thinking. Good. Because this whole thing is kind of weird. You're wondering if you should take Oubliette or Isidore Street. You'll take both. Not quite what I had in mind. Oh, the timeline will branch in... Wait for it. Una waited. My body tensed up. I held my breath. And totally missed the turn onto Oubliette. There! Did you feel it? The literal branching of timelines? Nope. I believe you will someday. I felt it. It was a falling sensation, followed by the faintest thump. One version of this cab went down Oubliette. Another down Isidore Street. I'm glad to be us, but I bear the other versions of Una and Lena no ill will. Oh, don't look at me like that. Like what? Like I'm a kooky old lady. You're not old. I am neither kooky nor old. In fact, I'd wager I'm one of the most practical people you've ever met. I don't think I'd refer to Una as practical in any timeline.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Quantum statisticians can be annoying this way.
Thank you for the hydrate as well. Ha. Did you hear the fizz?
Got my sparkling lemon and lime water. Yummy. So, I have a question. I know you're into randomness and entropy, but what do you get out of fixing reality? That's a fair question. Fixing reality is strictly a hobby. I'm a little embarrassed to say it, but mostly I get paid to recover passphrases. Do you ever use those skills for evil? Not personally. Global financial institutions seem to do quite enough evil on their own. Yamato! Hello, thank you so much for the sub! 2 months, woo! I'm gonna have another drink to that. Cheers! Happy Tuesday, how's it going? Oh, someone's posh and fancy today. It's very funny you should say that, because like I have sparkling lemon and lime water, but it was incredibly cheap. But it tastes good, so it's very nice. Very cheap, but very refreshing. And I am all about the refreshing at the moment because it is so warm. Right. Oh, sleep issues. I know that feeling. I was awake until like 5 AM last night, and then I was thinking, hey, what's a sleep pattern? Who needs it? I do permit them to pay me, though. No one's hands are clean. This seems to be the case in every timeline. Cool job. Yours isn't bad either. Hopefully your sleep gets better soon and you're able to get some good rest at least. For me it's sunny but cold. Oh, see, that's the kind of weather I like. I like when it's clear outside, maybe just a few clouds, but there's a breeze and it's cool. That's like my ideal weather. I love autumn because I feel like autumn breezes are just so nice. You know, you live closer than most to the quantum realm. How so? You choose your passengers, don't you? Mostly at random. Each choice is a branch. That other version of you with that other passenger? She exists. I'm not sure if you're up on your Tate Kearney theory, but it's been proven. Should I be jealous of the other version of me? That's exactly the right question, my dear. Most people don't ask the right question. You could be quite good at this. She didn't have to sound quite so surprised. I could teach you. If you had access to a 512-qubit quantum compiler. And assuming you knew your foundational statistics, of course. And had 20 hours a week for problem sets. I have to confess, I maxed out at geometry. Trigonometry, what's it good for? Besides video games. Games aren't very much fun after you learn quantum statistics. Anyway, it's all more complicated these days. When I started, the compilers only had 32 qubits, if you can believe it. I nodded. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes. I nod. You didn't shrug. You could have shrugged. The way the world branches in the tiniest ways. It's interesting, isn't it? I was starting to feel weird. Paralyzed. Every choice. Not just every choice, every action. Not just every action, every thought. Why one and not the other? Could I choose not to choose? No, because even that was a choice. My head felt like it was going to explode. I was dealing with way too much other uncertainty in my reality to process this.
It must be exhausting to be Una. Una tapped the back of my seat. Hello? Sorry, zoned out for a second there. I was saying, get ready for it. For what? Una looks out the window. There's the other versions of us, the Una and Nina that took Oubliette. They'll merge with us in a moment. Wait for it. Wait. I wonder what kind of conversation they had. I'm thinking companionable silence. My extensive training in quantum statistics indicates that is very unlikely. Una shuddered. It was like a wave passed through her. There. That was it. I didn't know what I felt. What is happening here? This is wild. Either way, we were at City Hall. The timelines have merged again. It always makes me feel better, like I have a little more of myself. I'll need it all to handle this announcement. There's going to be yelling. Wait. Do you really feel this way all the time? I do. It was upsetting at first. Running problem sets on a quantum computer, understanding they were all happening at once. And so, by extension, was everything else. But the maths checks out. These are simply the cards we've been dealt. Doesn't it make the world just seem like a fog? I've come to find it utterly liberating. There are no wrong answers because they're all inevitable anyway. That other version of me, that other you, all those other rides. Maybe we'll meet up at the end, all of us. Probably not, but that's okay. I wished I had her perspective. A life without regrets sounded much more peaceful. Oh, I need to get in there. A neighborhood is about to be ruined! She slid out of the car and dashed towards City Hall, slipping between knots of protesters gathered outside. They were all fired up, chanting and waving signs in the middle of the night. It made sense, they were fighting for their homes. I wondered what would happen if Una told them they would fail and also succeed. Would everyone just give up and leave? Una perched on the stage near the podium, draped a blanket over her legs and closed her eyes. I wished us all luck. Alright. Life without regrets seems boring. I don't know. Depends on the regrets. Oh, she gave me a low rating. Whoa. What the heck, Una? Excuse me. My rating. I was gonna... Ah, I can't check out what's-his-face now. I can't visit Charlie. Oh, that's so sad. I shouldn't have given her the ride. This is all just a big chain of bad decisions. Yeah, a life without regrets. It's hard to think about because it does seem impossible. It seems so impossible. Miyoko-cho, hello! How's it going? Tonight's Lena is a fascinating possibility space not fully manifested. Ah, my rating's down. I can't believe she gave me a 3-star. How dare she? How dare she? Oof. Well, I can't give Charlie a ride now. I should have done that first when I had the 5-star. I should have known. Right, who's this? Sam Lucas. Just setting up my Neocab. Oh, there's Fiona again. And Anthony Colton. You know, founder and chief cat herder at Curate All. Putting a gentler dent in the universe. Oh wait, what's this? Lasagna, hello, how's it going? Won't kill this cold time. Cold time? Is that because it's early? Or late? If it's too early, I'm sorry. This is like middle of the day for me. But also, it's like the opposite of cold here as well at the moment. It is so warm. It was cooler this morning and it's heating up again now, and I'm just here like, no. I am so curious about Gideon. That icon. How expensive is that? That's expensive. It's expensive. Is this expensive? Oh, that's very expensive. How much is this? That's reasonable. Let's go charge up. Oh, 12 degrees in Brazil. Oh no. 8 degrees. See, that feels like the kind of temperature I really like, but I guess if you're used to warmer weather, it's going to be so cold. It's like over here, it's 22 degrees Celsius, which is probably normal in a lot of places, but in the UK, it is swelteringly warm and very uncomfortable. Yeah, I much prefer when it's cold because you can get blankets, you can have layers, you can dress up snuggly. But when it's warm, there's not much you can do. I'd learned the hard way that you gotta grab the charge when you can, and not to wear heels when I'm driving. Yep, let's get it. Hehehe, nice. Anyway, I think anarchy time. I'm curious. It's probably gonna end badly again. But you know, I've made so many bad decisions already. What's another one? A valet in a tux shot me a look as I pulled outside the grand Beaux Arts pillars of the Elo Babylon. Really, someone at this place rode Neocab? Who, the fogies in formal wear? And that cut off very quickly again. Then I saw her, a short figure with the bulk of a boxer, stalking down the red carpet towards me. The cameras went wild for her, their flashes reflected in hard metal skin. She screamed back into the blaze and flipped them the bird. Lights of pink neon dotted her spine. What was she? I don't mind either way. I don't mind either of these. I'm just... Please let her be human. Oh, hello. Oh, she's cool. The only way I'm going to another pig fundraiser is if it's for, like, an actual pig. Definitely not a robot. But she couldn't have been more than maybe 13? Oh, so she's young.
Should I do like a squeaky voice like this? I'm gonna do this kind of voice for her. You're not gonna catch me dead at a charity ball for cops ever again.
Same.
They're the worst. Oh. I see, you're making fun of me.
No, I wasn't.
Whatever.
Who was this kid? Famous? Super rich? Should I be calling her mom? Oh, thank you for the hydrate as well. Got the hydrate. Yeah, it turned into Honor's mom voice and that was not what I was intending.
It's like when that voice cracks like this. I think I need to just go for like a more generic kind of high voice.
Because she's young. She has... I'm gonna say mom. Rough night, mom? Don't call me mom! Oh my god! What are you trying to do to me? Yikes. So, why were you at a charity ball for cops? Okay, technically it wasn't for cops, but they were hosting it or whatever. Just one more corrupt cog in the machine to pass Sophie's Law. Oh shit, I'm really sorry to bring up Sophie's Law to you. Don't worry, I absolutely do not support it. I'm sorry, but we need to talk about what you're wearing.
Yeah, what else is new? Okay, so this is a Kindermech. It's the Michelle model, which they make especially for girls. Yancy would want you to know that it's the slimline model. I can't even talk about that.
I've never heard of a Kindermech.
I'm not surprised, it's super expensive.
I'm not out on the poverty line here, Gideon.
Oh god, sorry, that's not what I meant. I sound just like her. All she talks about is money, like it's the only thing in life. Yancy put me in this when I was 4 after I got hit by the car. But I was fine after the surgery. She totally overreacted. But she got it so if it happened again, like that happens to anybody twice, I wouldn't even feel it.
There must be some cool things about it.
Yeah, I feel so cool when everyone stares at me everywhere I go. Also, I have the arm strength of an adult gorilla, like that's useful for anything.
How about blowing off steam?
Oh yeah, I've busted up a lot of concrete lots, even put a few cracks in the border wall. What else can I do? I'm stuck until I'm 18. Don't you know that's when you're officially old enough to make your own decisions, apparently.
How is that legal? Is this meant to prevent snippy whiffles? Snippy whiffle to the neck. Suit, got it.
This is what I've been saying my whole life. I tried getting emancipated, you know. But the courts in this country are terrified of Yancy. Just because my family has money, it's so sick and fascist.
What does it feel like?
It's torture. She always knows where I am. She can check it whenever she wants. There's a camera in here. She can see what I'm looking at. I tried to pierce my ears once and my arms locked in place. I even tried to put this fuck fascism sticker on. And it peeled right off the chassis. There's a content filter.
You must be able to take it off to sleep at least.
No! I can't take it off. Ever. It's so unfair.
That's pretty messed up. That is pretty messed up. I can understand the wanting to protect someone, but it's like, that's pretty extreme. Yeah, it's pretty extreme.
Right, why doesn't anyone else see that?
So your mum's got your life completely locked down. What were you doing at that fundraiser thing you mentioned? You mentioned Sophie something?
Sophie's Law? You don't know? Oh god, sorry in advance. So, Capra wants to own everything and everyone, right? Anywhere we go, anything we say, they want it all. Sophie's Law gets them most of the way there. It outlaws human drivers within Los Ojos. Autocars only, you know, to keep us safe.
I'm aware of it.
Oh yeah, of course you are. Anyway, my fascist mother's pushing it hard. The referendum is up for a vote any day now. She set up a fake charity to hide all the political donations. Anyway, I went and she introduced me to the chief of police. And he was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I said, "Fuck off, white supremacist."
Did you really say that?
Hell yeah. Yancy tried to pull me away, but, you know, look what I'm wearing. Then she said I was embarrassing her, so I left. It's true, though. Did you know that institutions can be racist? Sorry, of course you do. I don't have to tell you how bad the LOPD is for people of color.
I let that one go. She's young. She's got the right idea at least, but is masturbation not a thing? That level of physical frustration and then eventual, yeah, there's pain. And it's like, you gotta wonder as well, like, if the suit is doing everything, how strong is her body gonna be when she takes it off when she's 18 as well? It's like, you hear tales about people not using their limbs for so long and they just forget how to use them, so it's the danger of that too. That suit is wild.
It's very fascist.
Where do you live anyway?
You'll see it.
Over the last few minutes, the streets had gotten cleaner, the buildings around us had gotten taller, and the people? Actually, there wasn't a soul in sight.
This is me. We pulled up to a high-rise with a titanium gate etched with lions. Hey, Athena, open gate! The lights on her suit pulsed and the gate creaked open. What's with the lions? Oh, look at this! I just got a message from Yancy. Thank you at least for going home and not to your aunt's or God knows where. We'll talk in the morning. In the meantime, think about your political opinions. You'll be more persuasive using reasoned arguments, rather than obscene outbursts. What bullshit? It's bullshit, right? She kind of has a point. But, kind of. Very tricky. It's... depends on the situation. Absolutely depends on the situation. But some people just cannot be reasoned with, no matter how reasonable you're being, no matter how rational your arguments are. No matter what happens, there's always going to be those people who are just like, yeah, I'm just going to stay angry, Gideon. Well-behaved women rarely make history. Right on, I knew you'd get it. It's so important. I'm gonna tell everyone I know to vote no on Sophie's Law this week. Maybe we can make a difference. Her metal-tipped fingers danced on the door handle. I just gotta say, I don't get to talk to many people who treat me like a person, and not a kid. It seemed like she was going to say something else, but she just shifted in her suit. Then in a flash she was out the door. Yep, obscenely argue reasonably. As I watched her near the arched double doors, I got the awful sense that the suit was doing the walking, not her. Yeah. That's my worry too. I waited to make sure she got inside okay, as if anything could hurt her. She looked back at me before the gate slammed shut. At least, I think she did. It happened so quickly. Let's see how that went. Yes, there we go. Awesome, she's a great driver and so interesting to talk to, really gets it. Yes. Nice. Oh, new message from Liam. Hey Lena, thanks again for the ride. Great talking with you. Here's the photo I took at the Sophie Lemon vigil. Ooh. Ooh. It's a cool picture, but you know what? I'm gonna say no. Hold off for now. I don't think this is a positive thing at the moment. Hold off for now. It doesn't feel quite right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a great picture, but the whole handing out feel grids makes it feel like a setup. Influencer bait. Well, that's Capra for you. Have a great night! You too. Okay, I'm glad he was on the same page as well. Felt wrong. It doesn't feel right. It was well after midnight and I'd met my ride quota. Checked my feel grid, deep yellow. I had it in me to push on for one more ride tonight, or I could call it early and get some rest. I'm pushing on again. I decided to push on. Every PAX was a chance to learn the city and earn some coin. But yeah, I need to try get my rating back up after that Una one. I can't believe she'd give me a 3-star like that. How dare she? Because I have not met any of my daily goals as well. This is really bad. We will finish you. Alright, what do we got? Aganon. There's Klaus Berg. There is Carlos Wong. And there's Stella Buñuel. That's so expensive. That's a little more expensive. Where does he want to go? Right down to there. There's a cheap charging point there, I think. Yes. You know what? I'm making a money-based decision now. I'm gonna go for Carlos Wong because he's gonna send me down to Frontera. And the charging ports in Frontera are cheap. Yeah, why spend millions on adverts when you can give out 100k max?
Here we go. If it moves, it's Capra. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Driveway blocked. I'll wait for you on the corner instead, thanks. Okay. Not again. Not doing what the PAX wanted could hurt my star rating, but pulling over in an AV zone would risk a stop from the LOPD. Not to mention a ticket that would set me back some serious coin. Couldn't risk the ticket. I drove past the pin a block or so and pulled up to a drab warehouse that had been turned into lofts. He flashed a grin as soon as he saw me. My stomach flipped. He was kind of handsome. Yeah, the travel distance cost is like, when it's a longer trip as well, they will pay more money too, so hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. Like, really handsome. Why don't the cute packs ever pop up at a good time? Instead, I was seconds away from stress eating the whole bag of super sours in the glove box. Hey, Lena, right? That's me. Carlos, nice to meet you. I caught his eyes in the rear view. He seemed too happy for this time of night. Maybe not happy exactly, more like normal. It was like spotting a rare bird. I love birds. I see you've been doing this a while. Driving a cab? A few years. You keep your wrists very straight. RSI? It flares up every now and then. Do you have it too? No, but I can spot the signs. What do you do for a living? I take care of folks. There are some good exercises for that wrist you could try. I can send you some videos. Thanks. Not a lot of people seem to care. Yeah, we got good at making our own little bubbles. I'm guessing you folks don't have great insurance? Lots of ice packs and wrist braces. You know how they treat RSI now if you're on the Capra plan, right? They knit this composite weave into the tendons in your wrist. A Capra zoomed in front of me and I felt a twinge below my palm. Like my body was rejecting the very idea of Capra getting into my bones. I think I'll stick to wrist braces. Seems to me it's more about getting coders back to work than anything. You have to adjust the weave every few years with another surgery anyway. Sorry, didn't mean to drag you into a medical lecture. It's interesting. Glad you think so. Maybe I should talk a podcast. Maybe I should start a podcast, Tendon Talk. Or Bone Chatter. Blood Gab. Scrub Life? Why am I always surprised when I get a nice passenger? So where you headed? Well, this guy I knew fell off a ladder. Might be a minor injury, might be serious. Won't know until I get there. A ladder fall? That's double the bad luck. Oh yeah, at least double. From the way he was breathing, it sounded like a bruised rib. So that's why I'm headed over at 2 in the morning. But enough about my problems. Looks like you're having a rough night. Honestly, it has been a little rough. Well, tell me. It's been a weird night. My best friend dropped off the face of the earth. I don't know if she's ghosting me or... Sounds like you need a better friend. A best friend? She's not so bad. I get it, just... Stress is the biggest predictor of heart disease, you know. I pulled up to a modest low-rise haloed by the glow of fast food signs. Thank you so much, that was super quick. He flashed another smile at me in the rear view. I hope your friend is okay. Me too, all the videos on treating ribs are a little vague. Hey, let me ask you, do you think it's better to be in a compression wrap or run the risk of pneumonia? Wait, videos? Yeah, I hacked my way into all the big hospital libraries. How do you think doctors learn this stuff? Is that your only training? Relax, I have a pretty good treatment record. It's like I said, I help folks. And folks don't worry about what's hanging on my wall, you know? Anyway, this is me. Great to meet you, Lena. Maybe I'll run into you again. So, my nice handsome Pax was a nice illegal doctor. A mockter. That's what he should call that podcast. Yeah. I had to admire him for trying to help people. I couldn't imagine that health insurance was easy to come by in Automation City. Automotion? Was it Automotion? I didn't read it properly. I stretched my legs and heard something rattle on the floorboard. I reached under my seat. A bottle of pills. Zerodonil G. Never heard of that. Prescribed by my Dr. Pax to one Jonna Johnson? Cool, super legit. Extremely legal. I tossed them out the window. I wasn't taking any chances with something like that. Sorry, Jonna. Don't feel like it would end up well for me if I kept them. 5 stars! Yep. Oh, don't want to be rude, but wish you could have met me where I asked. Went above and beyond. Thanks. Still got a 5. So that's fine by me. Nice. And we got a tip. There we go. Yep, rating decreased. Thanks, Una. Right. Well, I think this is unavailable now, isn't it? I thought she said she was leaving. I wonder what would happen if I chose it. Right, well, I'm gonna start by charging up. Get me car charged. Because this is definitely the cheapest charging station. And then... yeah, I wonder what will happen if I choose this, because I thought she was moving to Australia. I'm so scared of selecting it and then it'll be like, actually you can't do that, you sleep on the streets. Or you sleep in your car. I'm gonna risk it. If I have to sleep in my car, then so be it. I definitely hadn't expected to see Louisa again. Wasn't she supposed to be in Australia? Hi, she said, and I guess that was all she felt like saying. Should I ask her? I don't know if I should ask her or not. The taxi driver I talked about earlier said some lady thought he stole her cat's food when she forgot to grab it. Oh no. I mean, understandable mistake? Question mark? Oh. Oh dear, I'm gonna ask. I asked about Australia. She pretended to smile. What's the saying? We make plans and God laughs. I nodded. No, I'm afraid I had some bad news, but it's fine. My grandmother used to say worse things happen at sea, and that's true. She turned her face to her window and I saw our reflections against the darkness outside. That's very true, she said. Do you want to talk? She looked at me. Yes, please. So we did, long into the night, and about everything. I'm not sure, but I think now we might be friends. Oh, see, because she listened to me when I talked, and now I'm listening to her talk. We made friends. In the end, I got maybe 3 hours of light sleep on her couch, but even still, it was better than the nights on the mattress. Aww. I got back in the car. A nice night. Right, and we're on night 4 now. I felt a little slow, like I was short a couple hours sleep and a jumbo pouch of caffeine, but I was still in the green, so the day wasn't awash yet. My 4th night in Los Ojos. Is this my life now? Making just enough coin to scrape by, never seeing the sun, on an endless search for my friend. It was starting to feel surreal. Like the moment the camera pans to the dark figure laughing in the doorway and you just know, oh, she's doomed. I still needed to have a chat with Savvy's supposed boy toy Charlie, the one Azul told me about. And a Pax matching his description was floating around my map like a pin from the angels. I just needed to get my rating back up to 5 stars if I was going to pick him up. All right. There we go. Hello, Tiffany. Hello. Hello. Sorry, I have cat. Start shift. You ever played Dark Souls? I was playing it earlier. I've never actually played Dark Souls. One of the games I've been meaning to play for so long, and I've seen so many other people play it, I just haven't actually played it myself. I also fear that I would be terrible at it though, so who knows. Yes, Tiffany is here. Hello. Hello. What you doing? What you doing? Oh, I just noticed the time. I think she wants her dinner. She usually gets fed at 6, and it is 10 to 6 now. Pleasantly surprised, she's usually screaming an hour early. Is there a pet Tiffany redeem? There should be. Although there doesn't need to be a pet Tiffany redeem, because I will just pet her anyway. Hello. Here you go. Aww. Who's a good girl? No. Oh, I petted her and she started walking out of my room. I think she's trying to lead me somewhere. To be honest though, being the start of a night, this is probably a good place to leave it. Do I have to save manually? Like, load game. Okay! It auto saves the game. Okay, that's good to know. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the stream for there for now, and I'm going to go feed Tiffany, and then myself also. So, yeah, what... And the sound stopped as well, that's weird. Anyway, let's... Nyum. Over here I am. Hello! Right, this is fun. I'm enjoying this game a lot. I'm glad I decided to play this. It's very interesting. And... if you ever do, it's heavily recommended to take the Knight starter class. It starts out with a really good shield. Ooh, that is good to know. Okay, thank you. I will definitely consider that. Anyway, I am going to do a raid, hopefully. Who's online? Oh, thank you so much! Thank you so much everyone for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed this game too. I feel like I've made so many horrendous decisions. But that just makes it more interesting, right? Like Aganon with an average 3-star rating. Yes, I should definitely, absolutely pick up this guy. That's absolutely what I should be doing. But thank you so much. Oh, Huhu's online. I saw Huhu go online earlier. I thought she may have finished, but she has not. So I'm gonna raid her. I don't know how much longer she plans on streaming for, but... I guess we'll find out. She raided me on Sunday as well, so I like being able to repay the favour. It's so hard because I feel like the times I stream, there aren't generally many other people on at the same time, so it's nice when there are people around. Happy existence to you, it's 8:53 AM. Oh, I hope you have a great Tuesday? Tuesday, yes. It is Tuesday. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Also, I completely forgot the Nintendo Direct was happening. Oh no, I've missed all of that. I have to catch up on that afterwards. Yeah, thank you so much everyone for stopping by. I hope you've been enjoying the NeoCab, as I have. And I will leave it at there for now. So until next time, bye bye!